Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whoa, wherever you're watching the world. My name is Sean Driver. Shrewsbury, Wrexham, the Derby. It's on. FA Cup third round. It's January 7th. I've got quite the setup going up here because I've got the women over here playing in the Adran Trophy in 26 minutes at the Rock. I've got the setup here. I've got the game down here. I'm trying to track things here. There's a lot going on today, Wrexham-wise, and it's sort of unfortunate that we can't do the Adran Trophy game, obviously, because we're focused on the FA Cup, but already got a full house. People are fired up for this one, and I don't think I've set the tweet out. So I'm going to do that now. For those of you that are regulars, feel free, please go to Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and find my tweet at the Red Horde, share it, send that one around, like this, subscribe here, comment. I don't know what your thoughts are, but they're going for it. A couple of things. W&G, I did add Wrexham women and Cardiff women. I can follow that. Just let me know if you're watching, if you're not. If you aren't watching or can't get the score, I can pull that one up as I'm watching an update and take care of that one. I'll let you decide how you want to handle that. Decided to go with this one because I haven't worn it in a while. But it hasn't been as lucky as this one. So this one's in reserve, sitting in the background. Wanted to make sure it got busted out in case we needed it. Andrew doesn't care about the FA Cup. See, I was like, yeah, it doesn't really matter. But as this game got closer, and as I started to see what people were saying about it, you've got the Wrexham women. Perfect. Thank you. And starting to feel the tension and the pace and all that sort of stuff. Plus, I was watching the FA Cup yesterday. That was a lot. Maidstone. And what about what happened in League Two yesterday? Let's not forget that there were League Two games that happened, and it went almost as perfect as it could. The only downside, I guess, to what could have happened was Barrow not scoring late in the game to end up taking 3. Can you borrow one just for the game? Yeah, just make sure you wear it in the bog full time. Just 1 second here. Didn't hack all night, and of course I wake up and get going. So I hope you guys have drinks there. I've still got leftover Baileys potentially sitting in here. I'm waiting for. I've got to watch on Sportsnet. What an exercise that was! If you're in Canada, a couple things. If you're watching it live, awesome. And I don't want to discourage people from watching me live as they're following along, but you will get a replay on Sportsnet 1 if you have it, or you can pay $17 and get it, or you can pay $35 and get it live. $35 a month they're taking from me. It is what it is. A little bit of liquid help to get started for the day isn't a bad thing. Another thing, I had an opportunity chatting with Brendan yesterday, looking to add some videos for the purposes of the goal stuff. One of the things that we were talking about that people tended to end up. All right, Deandra, I'm there. Hey, and if you are Canadian, you're following just me, then you've always got that as an opportunity. Is you can go back and replay this while you're watching. Go back and watch that one and see what your take is. But yeah, I didn't finish my thoughts. Barrow won. Saved it from the depths, but Mansfield dropped points, all 3 at home, only the second loss of the season, and so they are now same on points, same on games played, and so that is going to be fascinating. I'm not worried about everything else. Crew by default, they ended up jumping knots. What's interesting about that, and I don't have the table right in front of me, I guess I could pull that up, is AFC Wimbledon and MK Dons are right behind it. I hope I've got that right. Yes, Wimbledon and Dons are right behind Notts County, 3 points back with games in hand and goal differential advantage, such that I got to go to Restream and kick people already. Yeah, Crew won 1-0. So what ended up happening is as I'd have to jump into the chat, and I wasn't planning to do that first thing this morning. Did it already got taken care of? No, it didn't. Where are you? Not free in DC. Well, how did that message get in here? I'm all confused. They're smarter than I am, apparently. Good morning, Thomas, and welcome. We have a game in hand. So in any event, we control our own destiny. I guess so does Mansfield and Stockport because we play each other. But it's interesting for Notts. Notts doesn't even control its own destiny to make the playoffs anymore because if either, or well, I guess it needs both. AFC Wimbledon sitting in 7th. But if they end up taking their points in their games at hand, they will jump over Notts, and Notts will move down into 8th place. Notts now in a fight with Crawley Town, Accrington, Gillingham to sort of hang into the top of the table. So I assume, based on the messages that Snowboard was talking about earlier, ESPN, your stream started at 5:30 in the morning. If that's true, that's fortunate. You'll have to tell me what you're looking at. I'm sitting here still staring at the Shrewsbury Town versus Wrexham. It says, hey, you're going to start at 6. So I fully anticipate that I'm going to be jumping all over it as soon as it happens. And I do see the women running around at the Rock and doing their thing, which I should go ahead and expand that. But yeah, Brendan and I were talking about the goal videos, the one video that pops up. And I was saying, I think we can. Oh, you want to not spoil the women's game? I was going to give the updates. Should I do a poll? I was following along with the Cardiff men's team yesterday. I know Luke Williams left Notts County for Swansea. I know Swansea battered the hell out of somebody. Did the Cardiff men lose yesterday? Don't keep me in suspense. Should I put a poll up for the purposes of Yeah, I've heard Langstaff may follow as well, which would be interesting. We'll see what happens. It's the January window. Things are going to happen. Knott's got to find a manager, got to find a whole back line. Been on Twitter fights with Knott's people about, I'm surprised them suggesting that their back line is not one of the worst and I didn't necessarily say the worst, but I think it is, but one of the worst that's out there. So I've got so much going on right here. I still W&G, what happened to the Cardiff men? Oh, they got battered by Sheffield. Yeah. The home time, this game is going to be fascinating to end up watching for a couple of reasons. One, we're really going to get a measure of where we line up with the League One side, and Brandon again and I were talking about this as well. Is for us in the transfer window, we think, and I believe this to be true. I think that we have, as it currently sits, a decent middle, maybe slightly better than middle League One side. From watching games, I mean, I don't have a lot of experience. I've only been to a couple back in the 2019 prior, watching League One teams. So it's I don't have a lot of history, but I think we've got a mid-table League One team. We're playing a middle table League One team who's throwing the kitchen sink at it. We're throwing the kitchen sink at it. This is going to be a really good measuring stick game in the sense that we're going to know where we sit during the January window. So if you're Parky and you're Rob and Ryan, are we rushing out to go and pick people because we fall apart? Yeah, they did. I did hear that they missed those 2 early pens, and then it all went to. Hopefully, that happens for the Cardiff women too. I mean, they've top of the table, and in the trophy, they look like the team to beat. But going back to the measuring stick mentality here, is we're going to know whether we should be rushing out and buying players, snapping people up at the transfer stuff, separate and apart from. And why is it doing that? Separate and apart from the regular desires to improve, do we really have to go out and get somebody? And I guess that's what we're going to have to figure out here. as I move things around live in full color. And so I'm fascinated to watch the game for that point. From a pure game analysis, I mean, this one's going to be running hot on emotions. It's been, 15 years since we've had. The ESPN Cup game will be tomorrow morning. And it's after the Chelsea. No, is it Chelsea game? No, who's playing tomorrow? The Liverpool Arsenal game, whatever the game is tomorrow. I won't be able to do it. I've got to be in Cork, so I won't be doing the fourth round draw. And yeah, I don't even know if hand the keys over to somebody, maybe, Brandon, if you wanted to. I mean, I don't have the ability. I was thinking about it. I was like, I think I'm technically out of court in that window. Maybe I could do it. And I was like, no, I should probably stay focused on my job and do my thing. So I will be working, and we'll have to do the update on that one. But something that we don't have to worry about right now. As far as a pure game analysis, like I was saying, for this one goes, we've got lots of history. The emotions will be running. Shrewsbury is a funny team, and you listen to all of there were a number of match previews, a number of different Shrewsbury fans who were on, like podcasters who were on different venues. Rob Ryan Red, Fearless in Devotion, Matt Jones at Racecourse Ramble, all had different fans on. And it was fascinating to me that they were sitting there talking about, their qualities. They're shocking away. Well, they're not away. They're at home. But even at home, you look at their standing, and I just want to bring up their plus minus here. I think they're a minus 19 for the season. They're the one of the lowest goal scoring teams in the league. They've only scored. Their leading scorer is a center back who scored 3, and they've only scored something like 13 goals. They're a minus 19. Yes, I'm a barrister, a litigator for those in North America. So I work in court quite a lot, and I have to be there for most of the day, probably tomorrow and Tuesday. So it was bound to happen. I've been keeping my Tuesdays free as much as I can for bookings. If I have to go, I have to go. But I'm trying to keep those clear because I know they pick up makeup games and stuff like that. But my Mondays, I'm not going to be able to. I couldn't foresee that was going to happen, and I've got stuff all set aside. So Shrewsbury sitting at 15th. They've got 17 goals for, which is worst in the league, and 36 goals against, which is 5th worst in the league. That leaves them with a minus 19 points, but they've still been able to pull a lot of wins. I don't know what we're thinking score predictions here, but I will suggest this is if Shrewsbury is going to hang on, it's going to be a close one. I don't know what's going to happen. I can see this being a draw and heading back to the racecourse. That's not what I want. The other concern that we have here is in fighting for the FA Cup, draws are the worst because you've got to have the replay. And we're already going to be a game behind come January 16th. Oh, swirly glasses, sure. Soccer Saturday. It's not called Soccer Saturday on BBC, I think, is it? It's called Super Saturday. But in any event, an absolute gong show in that you watch one game primarily, and then when they want to jump in and they give you scores and updates from other stuff, they jump in, but the graphic swoops in and tells you exactly what's coming. So it'd be like goal, and then they'd go to the Norwich game and they'd show you here's the goal, or it'd be like update, and then they'd show you a failed goal. So I was like, why are you telling me in advance what's happening? Why don't you just say update? And then I don't know, are they going to score? Are they not going to score? Are you showing me like a great save? Are you showing me like fisticuffs in the stands? What are you showing me? Watch out for women named Wanda. Salop. I had to look up the etymology for Salop. It's just Shropshire, an old term for it. And they've kept Salop, I guess, but I was hoping for something else. I did see something in the Urban Dictionary that talked about an activity, and that was far more interesting. And yes, W&G will find 100,000 quid if we win this one for the club. Maidstone United over Stevenage. How crazy was that? And did anybody watch that game? We thought we had it bad with Walsall with that camera over top looking at things. The Maidstone United game had the camera on the pitch, and so it was so hard to see what was going on anywhere because you were right at ground level. I'm gonna have to go to. I'm trying to set things up here as we're walking through. So I'm hoping that one of Mullen, Palmer, who's not in the starting lineup, or Lee scores, because those are the only three that I've got the videos for. And I really want to use them. And so all barristers should be aware of a fish called Wanda. That's going to be a joke that I've heard of the movie, and I believe I watched the movie, and I don't know the details well enough to get her all figured out. I was going to bring a poll. Somebody said no spoilers for the women's game. So I don't know if you guys want to make comments there on what your thoughts are. I was going to update. I've got it down in the corner here with the Wrexham women and the Cardiff women to be able to follow along. So I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that. Whether you want those updates, because I can leave it alone and knock it off if you wanted to have those scores now. I just want you guys to be aware of what I'm intending to do in case you guys wanted to bounce out. So, Cindy, you just signed up, or Sandy, did you just sign up for another month? Because I got another supporter message. If you have, thank you so much. I appreciate you. No, Dolby. No, you're going to offend somebody. I got into a fight on Twitter over Dolby and was like, he just hasn't done enough for me this year. It also, if I've been streaming everything down below, or if you're in Wales, you should be able to pick it up on Sgorio. I've put the whole link there, and there is a Welsh link as well that you can pick it up. That should be the English video that's down below, as well as you've got if you're in the US, obviously ESPN Plus. If you're in Canada, you got to go to Sportsnet. I'm still waiting for 6 o'clock and crossing my fingers that it's all going to fire up. It did yesterday. And if you're in Australia, New Zealand, I don't know anything other than what I picked up on Twitter is it's on Paramount Plus. So you're going to have to pay for all those services. You've got the women's game that's going on there. I'm going to bring up a poll here really quick. Start poll. Do you want updates live from the women? Yes. No. Start the poll. And so I'll let you guys do that. I'm going to go to my analytics and pop this out and try and see if that works. Yeah, I did notice that Howard's not on the bench, and I actually wondered whether that was going to be a thing when I prepared the lineups last night, is because during all of the other previous cup and trophy, there was McNicholas starting or as a backup. So I've got 83% saying yes. Whichever one, 50% plus one is going to get the vote, and I'll either update as we go through it, and I hope that doesn't mean I'm going to lose people. If you've got a sticky note, maybe you can cover it over top, and I'll just be like, there's a score update, but I won't tell you exactly what happened. I don't know, 43 people already rolling in, which is awesome. Again, just a reminder, get the algorithm out there and let people know that we're here. Send it off to the universe via Twitter. If you go there at the Red Horde and fire that one off, I'm going to see if this ends up working today or not. It hasn't in the longest time. And that is that live chat button, which I could figure it out if we can figure it out. Yeah, no, doing the same thing. So I'll just leave that up for punting people purposes. Coach is getting an interview on the game, on the women's game, and I'm still sitting here staring at a screen, hoping that I'm going to get Shrewsbury Town and Wrexham at some point. Why would they jump the game off right before kickoff? Let's get to 100,000 subscribers today. Let's do that. Let's also win the lottery. We'll share it amongst ourselves. I did, by the way, a little while ago, was joking last month, bought those tickets. I had two people in the chat. I said, give me 6 numbers between 1 and 49. And I had 2 people do it. I played both of those numbers. We won a free play. And then I played the free play, and then we lost. So no lottery wins for the Red Horde on this one, but we'll keep going. John, no, that's unfortunate. I'm hoping you figure it all out. If I could send you a data plan in the US and send you, I'd get you through it. No coffee shops in Massachusetts that you can go and crawl into and drink, whether it's got something in it or not. I do like my flying pigs early in the morning. Stephen Reed with the interesting take. Dalby is the best player on Wrexham. You're going to have to verify that one and validate it, sir. So both teams going for it. The starting lineup, by the way, exactly as it was for the Salops back in their last match. It'll be interesting to see. They just don't score a lot, and so let me give my prediction. I want this to finish 2-1. I think that's the most likely situation where Wrexham wins is a 2-1 win. I have a feeling this is going to be a draw, and I really, really don't want it to be a draw. Good advice from Swirly. So if you haven't caught that one in the messages above, if you want to watch the women's game, you can load it up now, hit the pause button, and wait. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably just going to the poll's sitting at 79%. I'm going to update it accordingly. I'm not going to make a big fuss about it. I'll let people know just in case people are blocking it. And if I am going to talk about it, I'll give a shout out so that hopefully I don't get too excited. Then people can. Oh, I'm sure he was. It's just I like Dalby, and I think he's had an amazing season. And I think up until the point where he has to close, he's been money. He's struggled a little bit, not like Billy Waters yips level struggles, but he's had some opportunities that he's given away that I would rather he hadn't, obviously. And I think he's got the quality, and he's young, and him and Bickerstaff are going to end up being a thing for a while. We'll end up seeing how that all boils down. Why is this not scrolling? Di is thinking we're going to boss this one. Look, and it's interesting. Shrewsbury fans, I think, are way more nervous than Wrexham fans. We got nothing to lose, really. We're a League Two side, right? So we've always got that to rely on. We can go out, and if we end up winning, that's awesome. And if we end up not, that's to be expected given the table structure. But I do think that there's an expectation that a lot of people think we can take this. John says 4-2. Stephen says 1-0-2-1. Put your. I haven't done this one before. Let's see what happens if I put start a Q&A. What do you have for a score prediction? I'm curious what this does for those of you that are. If that does anything at all. I'm going to end that because I lost my chat doing it. Here they come. Players coming out. No. I'm still waiting for 6 o'clock to hit. I'm sitting at 5:57 looking at things. And so it was interesting that they had a fan zone that they were talking about whether they were going to end up allowing Wrexham fans to join. And then the Twitter came out and said that they are. So the police are there, I'm sure, to watch out on this one. The wobbly pop's probably flowing, even despite the fact that it's an early start. I've got so much technology with the women are coming out right now in the Cardiff match. And so they're going, but I'm sitting there still staring at my screen. I'm not going to complain too much because I had that big fight with Sportsnet. It took me 3-4 hours of my life talking to them about their legal team and or talking to their staff who was going to their legal team to find out whether they had the rights to watch, not the Yeovil match, but the first one. Who did we play in the first round? It wasn't Wigan Athletic. That was in the trophy. But in any event, whoever we were playing in the first round, and it was on Sgorio and S4C, and I said, if it's televised, there's a stream out there. You guys purchased the rights, put it out there. And they're like, oh, we don't have the rights to be able to do that. And so unless that was just for the first round and it changed come the third round, This is the exact same situation. It's on Sgorio. It's not on their terrestrial English TV. And so Stephen, I really hope Lee scores. And so I'm still waiting and fascinated to see what happens. And it says I'm connected. It says it's upcoming, and I'm continually hitting the refresh button in the hopes that I actually get this. If not, Brendan, you might have to jump on in a panic. But I'm fairly confident as I watched all the games yesterday, and there wasn't a problem. You know what? I will say this about the stadium at the Rock, looking at the fans. It looks to be like a relatively normal turnout. So good on Wrexhamites who couldn't make the game. It looks like it's pretty close. It looks like a glorious day in the area. So I thought it was going to be mostly cloudy, but it looks like it might actually just be partly. We're at the coin flip. This is patently unfair. Watch live. That's a good button to hit. And finally, I've got myself. Let's bring this up while we're at it. The chat etiquette rules. I'm assuming that I've got them up on this new one. Maybe not. Won't have Mark Griffiths in my ear, and I'm not going to be able to pick him up. But I do see Stephen Fletcher walking around. I got to get my Telegram. When you find out where I'm at, I am probably going to be quite behind you. We probably all will be. I don't know what the latency is going to be. People are watching all over the world on different things. Follow the clock, please. No spoilers. If you don't have to stop for me, but do not spoil things. And Brendan's just got off kickoff. I've got Mullen staring at the ball still. So if that's the case, I am going to be a long ways behind you guys, and there ain't nothing I can do about it. I see Shrewsbury standing over the ball still. So if you guys could be 30 seconds ahead of me, which means you'll have to draw yourself back in line to make things happen. And you don't have to do that. But if you don't do that, please don't send any spoilers as we are underway. There we go. So sounds like I'm probably 25 seconds behind at least. If you're not watching, Wrexham going from left to right, Shrewsbury from right to left, the Salops. And we're wearing our reds today as we take on Shrewsbury in blue. And I'm going to turn the volume up because it is fiery and testy inside there. So yeah, 22 seconds behind. So you can draw back your gain on the YouTube so that you're perfectly aligned with me, and that's totally okay. We're going to keep sending reminders out as it goes through it. And we're going to jump in as we are underway. The women are huddled up, and it is great. 42 seconds behind. Holy. I will hit the refresh button, but I think that this is just good old Canadian latency. We're a little slow. We just are relaxed. As I sit at the 53-second mark, and Mr. Fletcher is getting a long ball on the left-hand side. Headed out. Tozer bomb. No, nothing. Kept in. So, and Shrewsbury keeps it as they look to push forward. Mostly, I'm hoping to keep a little bit of possession here, a little bit more than normal as well. That was launched backwards to Mr. Ogonko, but chest it down nicely. Good morning, Alex. Nice to have you here. And everybody, of course. I haven't checked what the turnout is so far. I'm just excited to get into this one as we're going to have a throw in. And I'm going to bump the live button. No, I'm fully up to date according to what it's telling me. So how good has Cleworth been? Comes into the lineup, young kid getting his chance because we're desperate to have somebody who can deal with the ball on the floor. Hayden hurts himself, goes down, and so we say bring in Max, and the kid's been an absolute beast, right? All right. Cardiff out of the gates, just slamming the ball, and Del Morgan just made like two outstanding saves there. Holy crud. Pressure. Ball in, wide open. Oh, good, necessary header from Cleworth. Shot. Ogonkwo grabs it and latches on. We're still up against a quality side. This is a League One team. The measuring stick game is true, and they've come out. But hey, it's the first 10 minutes. Is this sort of like Toronto's covered in snow? Ugh. That's the one reason I will take the rain of Vancouver. First proper derby game in what, 15 years or something like that. It has been a bonkers one, that's for sure. 63 of us watching already as Cannon knocks it down, and they say free kick. That seems soft to me. Brendan will have to let me know what he thought. Tozer looks slow early. I think those old legs Brendan, they take some time to get fired, right? He goes to play the ball. The guy jumps in front of him, and I guess he did click him a little bit. Yeah, I'll limit it. It was just I was impressed by the save. The early couple of saves there made me go, holy crud. So I felt like it had to be stopped. I will limit it to the men only, unless there's a big event and it warrants the update. But here's the free kick. Bennett with the right foot standing over top of it, but it's going to be, yes, the right of Bennett. Looped in. Evans is there, heads it away. Lee collect it. Yes, settles it down nicely. Good first touch and gets it out to McLean. Long ball looking for Mullen. Nobody up in support. Can he hold it up? Oh, he flicks over top nicely. Nice thing about Wrexham fans is these sorts of games, the top guys, they're hungry for these big games, and we tend to do relatively well. 40 on the right side after the switch. Gets it moving towards the penalty area as we get our first sniff forwards. And then as I say that, they kick it back, and it's got Tozer through the left. O'Connor. Several centimeters of snow sent in the army. You guys at least have snow trucks. When it happens in BC, it shuts us down for a week. And it's kind of embarrassing. Lee pushes it forward, but right into Shrewsbury. As the battle in the midfield is on, and it looks like both teams are happy to try and push through on the ground rather than through the air. As Cannon proves me wrong and hoists it in the air. Every time I say something, the opposite happens. So clearly what's going to happen is Shrewsbury is going to grab this, move it forward, and score, right? Because it's been that sort of game. As Lee, the tank that he is, just bullies Soboware over. And if we haven't said it, let's say it for the first time on here. How nice was it to secure Lee and Mullen full-time up forwards until 2027? Whether that be, long may their journey with Wrexham continue, and you hear them chatting about how happy they are as Shrewsbury lines up for its free kick. But long left-footed hoof into the ball. Ogonkwo, whoa, it's blocked out, can't get to it, and it's knocked down. Ogonkwo racing to get back into goal. Trouble there as Benning had it, but took a little bit of time to get the chance, gets it out to Perry, moves it forward, and Fletcher easily takes it. And he and Evans enter. Whoa. Give away Fletcher. Over to the right. Danger. Fletcher and Evans a little fancy in the box there, which is fine. You trust them. I trust them. And I was like, you know what? I was just going to say the quality that they have is impressive enough that they can interplay and work their way through just right outside the box. And then they give it away. And it comes over, and that was Benning over, and I don't know who missed that one, but they will be kicking themselves. I think that was Kene, 42. Just moved it. But you know what? Ogonkwo, I think, was there in any event. A wake-up call. Get through the first 10 minutes. Come on, boys. In swinger from the left side. That was a good ball. Fletcher gets up, heads it away, but it just goes straight up into the air. Evans comes and clears it up. The two experienced players playing to their ability right now and really being the answer defensively, even though Fletcher's all the way back. It's been nice. Dangerous ball in. Lee, we're getting a little bit swarmed here as Mullen plays it for Lee, but he can't run onto it. Cannon can't score. And Ogonkwo looks horrible. That's how the day is going to be for me. It's just announcing the opposite. We're 8 minutes in. It's been a lot of possession for bringing up the stats. Oh, it says 50-50. It just feels like Wrexham's a little bit of a step behind here in the first 7 minutes. I don't know if that's the sense that you've got. Certainly, FOTMob doesn't agree with me on the momentum meter. It's just slightly in Shrewsbury's favor. But we've got 2 total shots here for the bad guys. They've had the corner. Super pummeling. Listen to this. Wrexham fans are loud. Shrewsbury fans, it feels like church. Oh, soft. This, if the referee is going to be like this is going to be a boring game, because he's going to blow down anything that ends up being a little blue collar touch. Because Mullen comes in there with Feeney, steps over top, a little bit of a hand, but Feeney easily goes to his knees. Let's say that over and over. Feeney falls to his knees with just a little tug, and gets the free kick out of it. Long ball in. O'Connor there heads it away, but it doesn't go far, and it just gets looped over top, and Ogonko got it. Fortunately, Shrewsbury doesn't look that threatening up front. I mean, other than that chance that we've gifted to them, they've been looking but not there. Max with a long ball deep into the corner for Mullen to go and chase. Is it going to go out for a throw? It is. Tozer bomb from the right side. Mike Farrow, thanks for subscribing. Welcome to the Red Horde. A pleasure to have you here. How many teams advance from League to League One from League Two? Well, this isn't a league game, but normally the rule is 4, 3 automatically, and 1 through promotion. So this one, FA Cup match, we're looking to take our 107,000 quid, I think it is, and put it in as Tozer lines it all up. He's got lots of space here to get this one forward. Lots of space. That's the most space I've seen. Holy, how far is this ball going to go? Middle, Fletcher's there, up, it's down, Cannon! Oh, off the block down, and then blocked off of Cannon as it gets kicked off of his shoulder and up out of play. Sandy's riding the train and listening to us and following along, eh? The dedication, the art. And so now the name has changed, and we've got Sandy instead of Schnmf as the username. Shrewsbury's League One, mid-table, 15th place. Fascinating results. I think it's top of my head. 9 wins, 3 losses. 9 wins, 3 draws, 15 losses. That's one of the reasons I don't think that there may be a draw. They've only had 3 of them. Their goal differential belies their positioning in the standings, but they've been able to judiciously eke out points and just get enough to get it done. Good. And it is your username on your other computer or whatever you're using. That's how I should call you from now on. Next time I see you. We'll have some drinks. After a couple of beverages, I'm sure that's what I probably think your name is. Let's make sure I get home safe. In play, Max with it. Well played. Comes up, freezes off the man, pulls the ball back, gets it to Arthur, and away we go. Cannon. Max. Some added possession here as we look forward. We've had 2 shots. And I might have to when I get a break. Max saves it. No, it didn't go out. I want VAR. The ball's a circle, and it didn't go fully out. Anyway, they're going to get a throw in from the edge of the penalty area extended, but they are playing hard early. This has been, possession's 50-50. Shots are equal. Fouls committed are close to equal. We're 1 over. Our accurate passing, both teams haven't been passing well, to be fair, 65% to 53%. They've eked out the only corner. The stats say it's equal. I think that they've been a little bit more threatening. Is that what? Deep in and hop in there. Ogonko, come and get that, please. Thank you. Take your time, sir. And I've got to fix a color problem here, as the shots are black, and I don't like that because I can't see it. And now they're white, and now they're easy to see. Getting used to everything. I would like to see us where I'm held up right now watching this is in the midfield. Defensively, we've been able to clear and get some clearances, and we've had some mistakes. That happens. We haven't really been able to push through the midfield as of yet. Our long balls have found home with our forwards trying to get it. As Mullen looked to do a taekwondo sidekick there, he properly decided to hold off on that one. Shrewsbury with more possession, but they've made a mistake and knocked it out. So a little bit sloppy for everybody. The games, the FA Cup, I mean, even watching the games yesterday, things changed. I don't know if you guys watched the Watford game against Chesterfield, but Chesterfield came out, shot out like a cannon. crushed it, dominated that, went up 1-0. Watford looked completely out of it. Not like a chance. It looked like a bunch of 19-year-olds playing against their dads, and their dads just schooling them. And then it changed. Unfortunately, when Ishmael Coney, the Canadian, got subbed out, the quality changed for Watford, and they played a heck of a lot better. As my feed gets fuzzy, Cleworth, I'm assuming all by position because I can't see anything but red and blue pixelated images running around. The gold guy has it right now. That would be the keeper. He's going to kick it down for Shrewsbury. Long thumping up in the air, dangerous ball, but Max is there to just redirect it the other way as it gets to the middle of the pitch. Thumped the other way, and that'll just go to Arthur, who will hopefully just easily collect that, and he does. I'm sorry, Sandy. I don't think he did play poorly. The thing is he came out and all of a sudden Watford's game entirely changed. And I was like, well, that doesn't look good. But it was nice. Preston North End being able to watch Liam Miller. It's fascinating to me. Canadians are kicking the tar out of everywhere else in Europe. Tejan Buchanan signing with Inter Milan and playing in Serie A. The Germans, the French league, we're all over the place. But just not really cracking in the UK. I got it. Shrewsbury still looking to move it forward. 61 of us here on an FA Cup Sunday morning. Luton Bolton should be interesting. I haven't even looked at the out-of-town scoreboard to see what's been coming in. I know W&G is here. Seems like a quiet start to the whole experience as we get things fired up here. 2 on the flop counter. The women's match going in the background. You can see the score there if you're looking at it. And just waiting. I'd like to... Lee almost got it nicked a little bit slow getting to the ball, but gets there. Cleworth moves it over to 40, and they're fast on. A little bit of a press, and they're backing us up here. Tozer looking. Evans all the way back into our own third as we start to push forward through O'Connor. Yeah, give away. Get out of play. Oh, he didn't touch it. O'Connor just gave it, threw the ball in quickly, and here comes that nifty little play. I thought that he was the last person to touch that, getting out, and there's a cross in. Knockdown, danger! Knocked down by Cleworth. They'd nick it and get a shot in. I will tell you, it looks like we're a step behind so far. That's my take. Cleworth knocked it down in a cheeky little play there. Well done, actually, to get that in. I thought that should have been in. Oh, Shipley with the opportunity and the fail as they move forward. O'Connor, see, now he's just swiping the ball like that. There was no measure, no rhyme, no reason to that from O'Connor. Header, and he gave that one away. He's not finding bodies as he's looking. He's just in panic mode of just, I'm going to clear it. There's a first pass. That was 3 plays in a row where O'Connor just thumped it or headed it just blindly, just fingers crossed and hoping with no intention it was going to go forward. Cannon knocks it down for Ford. Ford over to Cleworth. Cleworth looking, gets it up. Nice little ball through Fletcher. Can't get it to Cannon, but steals it back. Give it to Thumb. He's still on side. Fletcher on the right-hand side. He's looking. Up to Cannon. Cannon still looking. Bodied into the back and giving us a free kick. They're going to get us for the challenge at the end on that one from Perry. Interesting. I didn't see his foot come around and clock him other than the fall over. Did I not see that right? Shoulder charge in the back, which is fine. No call. And didn't he get the ball in between his legs? Fascinating. I mean, no issue with the shoulder charge. No issue on getting possession. I didn't see the kick in the back of the legs. I saw him get the ball and push it through his legs over to Fletcher. That's I would say a horrible call. But we've got possession with it in any event and coming back. I think they're saying that he cleared out his legs and behind. I mean, but he doesn't know the charge is coming. He did lose possession because he was slow, and well done for Perry to get there. But I thought he got ball in any event. There is a score update in the women's match if you're watching and looking down below. I'll be honest with you, I missed it trying to get there. Fletcher has it in the box looking. He's been all over the place, gets it back to Ford, looking for help. He overlaps, and here's Fletcher again, looking for this crack. Has it blocked, easily blocked. and Shrewsbury passing around amongst themselves at the front of the box, which I will always take passes and over clearances in front of the box, as that was the captain Dunkley who ended up pulling that one. And we go again, forward looking cross, far in, not high enough, not threatening enough, and it's cleared away. Tozer there racing forward, trying to put pressure on to be able to nick that one back, and it isn't able to. Put your head down and get back, Mr. Tozer. I'm not a fan of the officiating so far, just because that's been two calls that I just don't understand. Like I said, Steven, I don't have a problem with the lowered shoulder and getting the possession. What I have the problem is Cannon's just playing the ball there, and I don't think he planned it, but it turned out to work out, as he's swinging his foot to make the pass, and it just happened to go through his legs and make contact with the ball and pushed forward. I don't think that there was a foul there. As settle down, Max, or not Max, sorry, Tom. TOC just gets it, punts it forward. Evans can't save it, and it's going to be a throw in from the 18-yard penalty box extended. Jurgis, it's everything's down below. I'm on Sportsnet. I'm well behind everybody and well behind the ESPN feed, because you can see where the time is that I'm at. I can't pick that up and fix that. And that looks like long throw coming in. Hey, we're getting a free kick. Good news for us. I think that was that Dunkley or Shipley that threw that one in? I'm looking. Looks like it was Shipley. TOC with the ball. First game I've had where in a while where I feel like he's been a little nervy. Max with it, plays it back to Arthur, and away we go. Meh. The Worlds, they happened. World Juniors, they're over. For those that don't follow hockey, the U.S. won the World Junior Hockey Championships, defeating Sweden in a testy affair. Canada bowed out in the quarterfinals. Disappointing outcome and result there. It has been a quieter start, so feel free, if you haven't already, hit that like button down below. Go to Twitter and send that one out. We're up to 80, still climbing up the ladder. I guess that's not too bad. We've been pulling those numbers. USA. I hate that chant. I don't think there's a more annoying chant in sport anywhere than that USA chant. It just doesn't sound good. You know what I mean? I'm not American, but the phonetics of it just sound like I don't want to be too insulting to my American friends. Yeah, Dale, I've been confident with TOC. You know, some people rise up to the level, some people fall back. I think for him, he had a bad couple first touches, and now he's antsy. It sounds wonderful if you're an American. I can imagine. It's fascinating. If you look at the FOTMob stats for this, you would think, other than looking at the momentum meter, that we're crushing it. 62% possession, shots are equal. We're way up in accurate passes, 71% to 49%. So perhaps being let down by Shrewsbury, who's got the quality to be able to nick the ball and intercept, but not to pass. If it's a 0-0 tile, Fearless and Devotion had their little Twitter thing where you take the screenshot and you push it forward. Yeah, Dale, it could be confidence issues potentially. But take off, Hoser. Yeah, no, yeah. That's my favorite part about the Canadian dialect is more than anything else is our yeah, no, yeah use. It's typical Canadian, like, yeah, no, meaning no. Yeah, no, yeah, that meaning yes. We've got the weirdest. Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely, I'm going to do it. We're weird. I wonder if that's a free kick. Is he getting a card for that? McLean giving him the business in the ears. No card for that. That was just a cuddle session as he just climbed all over James McLean's back. Yeah, I don't think it was intentional. I think he just got caught up with his body and then grabbed him and went down with him. I like him leaning in there, hoping that he's going to get a push or a shove, trying to encourage stuff. And McLean's giving him a talking to and saying, "Is it because I hate the king? Why? Why?" All smiles. Fire up McLean. Like the more he gets into the game, the better he plays. That's got to be a free kick. He's all over our back. We're going to go for a corner instead. We'll take it. McLean over onto the left side, trying to get the fans wound up into it. And I don't know if he's working over Shropshire. I don't know where the Wrexham fans are sitting, but McLean is getting earful, either positive or negative, and he's smiling. So I'm assuming that's the Shrewsbury fans in that corner. So it's going to be a left-footed out swinger into the box. Let's go. Come on, get up there. Knocked away, still dangerous. Falls down. Shrewsbury's able to clear it away. Loose ball was right there. A passion merchant. I love the term. Ogonkwo out to the midfield to get that one. Doesn't get it. And well done by Ford to dance over 2. Can he get that around 3? Gets around 3, takes the free kick. That was a little bit enterprising, a little bit risky, and a little bit under control, please, a little bit. Ha. Yeah, a little bit of communication would have been a wonderful thing there between Ogonkwo as it comes into the box. Fletcher trying to get up and climb the ladder, gets it towards goal. Well done just to make that an opportunity because he had to get up and climb the ladder to get there. Oh, now we're into it. Now we're rolling a little bit. I feel things, a little bit of lack of speed. Yes, but I'm feeling better about our possession and our control. And we're not looking outclassed in the midfield here as we go forward. See, that's a free kick to us that I don't understand. And he's getting a warning. I don't get that one. That was a 50-50 ball that they went up. I guess, yeah, weather guys, you hit it perfect. The ref was calling it tight, but seems consistent at least. I mean, that leaves like a 50-50 ball that they went up to go and get. We happened to win it. And if I was Kenny, yeah, I'd be a little bit peeved. Is Sean Harvey looking stoic in his toque, all in gray. Why can't people have fun and wear a little color? Pushed in the back, but no call there. Lee able to knock it down, try and get it. They do maintain possession. Up through Lee, over to Cannon, switch on over to the right. Yeah, will it get to Ford? It does, and here comes Lee over to that side to help him out. Lee turning, spinning. Ford looking for a cross, dancing, looking, gets it into Lee, into the penalty area. Oh, Ford just got wiped out over in the corner. I want to see that on the replay. Is it just, and we missed the tackle, and here comes Shrewsbury on the counter attack. 4-on-3 running forward. McLean digging to try and get caught up. Work rate is there. James McLean, you little beauty, pushing it back, and the Shrewsbury gets it over to and here comes the cross. Danger. Oh, far post. Oh, Jesus crikey. Sobowale, wide open net, had everything beaten. Instead, he sails it over top. I don't know how you do that. That angle, I think you missed that. Like it landed right on his right foot. That's a 1-0. That's 1-0 should be. He could take that ball 90 times out of 100, and just the physics of it. How did he miss that? Holy. Teams with pace, it's been a problem. Bad karma for Shrewsbury. Let's hope that that's true. I gotta turn on the heat. I am. It is a chilly day in the room here. Update in the Wrexham Cardiff game, W&G, if you picked that one up, or I can announce it, as we're going to get a corner there. Well done by Mullen to go out there and grab it, bounce it back off of the Cardiff player, and it's going to go to the right side, so it's going to be a left-footed in swinger. Yeah, Adrian, I'm with you. I don't know how he managed to push that one up over top. Eyes just too big, whatever it is. We will take it. Come on, Mr. McLean. Let's shock the world here and get one. In swinger, far post, headed up into the air, running back is Mullen to get it back into play, and he does. Danger territory. And did they say free kick on that? That was good goalkeeping. He had four Wrexham players around. We all went straight up, so I hope that was not a free kick that was given, and it's just a goal kick. I mean, it was good goalkeeping. But I enjoy, I think that's exactly how you play that close, is all three bodies just go up, maybe a little bit inside there from Max. ESPN Plus if you're in the US, Sportsnet Plus if you're in Canada, Paramount Plus if you're in Australia, New Zealand. Everybody's watching on a Plus stream today. Cleworth, Tozer in the back looking to set things up and move the ball forward as they've got guys on us from up front. 28 minutes in and we're rolling. I think the strongest team will win. I'm curious what you think the strongest team is, because as it sits right now, I mean, the attempts are even, the momentum meter favors the Salops a little bit. Mullen gets it, makes the play, but that'll go straight out for a goal kick. Viasat Sport 1 in Finland, so not a plus in Finland. Good to know. So far, I would say yes, the speed, but even in League 2, we don't compete on the speed level. And that's part of the reason, you go and get those young guys. Cleworth looks settled in. I'm happy with how our right side set up. You look at, West Brom beating up on poor little Aldershot. Blackpool a bit surprising there, 2-0 up, and West Ham doing what you would expect as Evans heads it towards the midfield and it rolls out. Sometimes Cannon and McLean, when they get going at full pace, I end up having to take a double look as to who they were. I was like, McLean way out of position, but it was Cannon. As Shrewsbury's looking interplay close to the 18-yard box, just over on the left-hand side, moved over into the center of the pitch. Switches on over to the right. That was Sobowale moving it on over. Oh, nice little pause there. Nobody's able to get there. Dangerous territory. Feeney up in the corner looking, takes it out, and they've got lots of players in the box as they keep searching. Cross in. Dangerous. Arthur scoops it, and away we go. I can tell everybody's nervous. You want to know why? Because the chat slows down. When Wrexham's playing a little bit nervy, oh, Andy, what was that? And then he does his standard, I'm going to go and get my shoulder charge in, free kick. He can get subbed. Sorry, that was garbage from Andy. And you knew that free kick was coming, because if we've seen this now 3-4 games in a row, Andy give a ball away, Andy go and make contact, just runs over and takes the free kick with the shoulder charge. The butt check, the bad turnover. Brandon says, I am nervous. And I get it. Oh, Bowman, Shipley, and Sobowale not able to connect it and finish, but they've certainly been in and around the ball as nicked away, and Cannon just hoofs it down the field to try and give it to Mullen to chase it down, and Mullen looking to see what he's going to do here. A lot of work for him as Fletcher's coming all the way back, and Mullen's left running the ball all over the place. Headed down, Evans back to collect, gets it over to Cannon, or McLean, sorry. See, I'm confusing them. McLean. I know positionally that's where he should be, and I'm like, but it looks like Cannon from a distance. Ogonko gets a touch and it flies all the way through the air to Fletcher, knocked down, bounced around, and Evans chips it even further. Both teams going a lot more to the air, it feels like, and is cleared back to the keeper, and the keeper thumps it up through the air. Evans, chest down, with control. And I say that, and he gets his legs swept out from under him. We call that a slew foot in hockey, and that slew foot is a 5-minute major, because you can't control yourself when you get your legs swept out from behind you. It's actually quite dangerous. Different, I guess, in when you've got feet rather than skates, you're able to brace yourself. The thing about Cannon is he's the best midfielder we have for bullying the ball. Look, we need 2 pacey center backs. We need a midfielder to improve on Cannon, because Lee and Evans, they're fine. And we need a potential striker. That's the 4-player call, and you can see that on display today. So measuring stick game, and you're looking, where do you think the holes are? That's what everybody's calling, and where the holes been proven to be. That's the spots for me anyway. McLean left cross into the box. Fletcher, he tried to get up there for the bicycle kick, but just couldn't get around on it in time. Just the angle of it, he had to kind of reach while flying in the air and couldn't get there. Cannon puts the dangerous ball over the left and just loses it. Now he doesn't play the ball. Come on, Cannon. Bowman with it. O'Connor on him. Cannon had an opportunity to play the possession there, and instead he thought he was going to give it away or leave it to going to go for a corner. Ooh, smack from McLean. They're fiery. This is the same guy that McLean, and who is this guy? They're into it. They're continuing their chat. Bowman and McLean. Fletcher grabs Bowman and has a chat with him. McLean's fired up. Bowman having a chat. Little pat on the butt. Oh, fiery. Evans goes and sneaks in there. Fletcher just a cheeky grin. Oh, it's getting testy. It's getting testy. McLean and Bowman have a meeting in the principal's office. Captain comes over. McLean with the stupid, I'm not doing anything. I'm the innocent schoolboy. I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Principal. I mean, I hate to look on the bench and say, okay, you got Jones there, you got Davis there. That makes me a little bit nervous because the thing that Cannon can do well is bully the ball in the midfield. He hasn't been close. I don't think he's had a touch where it's been a positive play yet. Can somebody tell me if I'm wrong? Older than most. Cornered in, knocked down, still outside of the area. Perry gets it over to the right-hand side. Sorry, I'll be back on the average age. Knocked down, dangerous ball. Evans just says, get out of here, and clears it. And it's going to be left for Mullen. One-on-one with the center back, and he had a chance to beat him. It just took a funny bounce. Well played by the center back defensively. That wasn't easiest. Everyone knows the rules. No subs till the 65th minute. So buckle up. Hold on tight. It's going to be a show. And, Cannon can play. He's improved. I'm hoping he can find it within himself. But he's looked, if there's anybody on the pitch that's looked a little bit scrambled, him, and to a certain extent, O'Connor, who just almost gave it away there to Tozer, but Tozer was able to bail him out. O'Connor, hoof, too far, pushed, goalkeep. But you'll take that. Brazil. Welcome, Mr. Santos. It's interesting. You say against the run of play, and certainly the momentum meter still reads a lot of blue, but statistically, 59% possession, they're only at 56%. I'm scared if they figure out their passing. 56% passing with all of the possession that they've had. They've been giving it away on their side. I think that's true. We know we need pacey center backs. We know we need a midfielder who potentially has a bit of pace. So they showed the replay there of that missed opportunity, and that was a shin that skyballed it, and he was shocked. Should have been 1-0, but we'll take it. We're still in this bad boy, and let's go. McLean to Lee, midfield stripe. O'Connor brings it back to Lee, who's back working with Evans. Dances around one. Good. Moving forward, McLean on the left-hand side, looking for a cross. Can he get it in? No, he goes to the front of the area. Flag up for offside. I thought that free kick off that one. I missed something. Yeah, the announcer shouldn't be in an offside position. They're exactly right. I'm surprised that he was. Yeah, it was way offside. Yeah, it's interesting to me. I will say this about Shrewsbury is like their game against Notts County. If you haven't seen the highlights and you wanted to grab those at the half, Stephen, you don't think that was offside? I thought that was hella offside. To me, that was, mind you, I got the offside call wrong on the Walsall game. That one wasn't offside. Sgorio is on YouTube. And I think that I've got the whole thing down there scrolling right as it goes past. I did find it. If you go to Sgorio and then you hit the live button, don't go to S4C, go to Sgorio. And that's for those of you in Wales or potentially with a VPN. Max with it gets it back to Tozer. And again, I'll send the reminder out there just because we've got new people in. I'm way behind everybody else. And so please, no spoilers, because there may have been people who bumped back so that they can follow along with me. Don't want to end up getting anything ahead of anybody else. Bowman with it. The lippy one for Shrewsbury. Searching up front, draws it back. Anderson, long ball in. TOC clears it away. Fletcher over his head. Mullen back down to Fletcher and pushed forward and just a little bit too far, way too far. It's going to roll to the keeper. I think that was an unintended touch. Long looping ball. Bowman goes up. We go up. They miss it. Oh, danger. Oh, TOC able to come in and O'Connor rescue it and save it and get it to Ford. But that was dangerous as both sets of players go up in the air and miss, Shrewsbury and Wrexham. And then there's a whiff and a miss. And Shrewsbury had the ball and Tom had to come over and rescue the day. Well done by Tom there to defend that and play. Nice little interplay. Switches on. Fletcher with it. Looking outside the area. Has got Ford. Tangled up. Ford, get that cross in. Beauty. Here's the cross. It's up. It's dangerous. Headed away. Fletcher got it. No, just out of reach. Kim's watching this game from the turf is what you're saying. It's beautiful. Yeah, pause to link up. That's Georges. That's the best is pause to link everything up. And Tom takes a foul and away we go. As surprisingly, we've got more shots than they do. Although we don't have a big chance yet. Passing is on. Possession is on. Total shots were in it. Just not the big plays yet. Lots of fouls, no cards. Maybe fortunate there to not get a card. It does look like O'Connor's growing out that mullet. That's a wise move, sir. A wise move. Into the box. Long free kick. Cleared away. Moles is sitting there boxed out, waiting for the ball to get there, but it doesn't. Instead, Shrewsbury gets possession, and it's over to the right side with Feeney. Feeney's got Shipley with them, but instead it goes out. Feeney knocks it, and we've got ourselves a throw in. You know what? I'm okay to get to the first half. Georges, I'm with you. I thought that was a potential card for sure. Steven's with me on growing out the mullet. Is that the next poll question? Should Tom O'Connor keep the stash and grow the mustache out? Lee gets it. So we move the throw in a little bit down the pitch. Fletcher fixing his hair. The fights break out in the sand. See, that's the thing about separating the clubs is they're going to stay out of most of that, right? Spend in the morning on a Sunday. How many beers can you get into? I guess it's not morning, 2:00. No whistle there. He's fine with the shoulder charges and the contact in the air. He doesn't like the little ticky-tack contact with the feet. Lee with it, danced. Oof. Well played, though. That was Kene who missed that shot, getting that off of Lee, but we're able to recover and Ford with it. Max overlaps with him, and so Ford plays it back. Evans stays in Max's position over on the right-hand side. It's Tozer to Evans, Evans to Tozer, and Evans moves in as Cleworth comes back. Oh. Free kick. Hey, how about a yellow card for dissent? That was a lot of bad words there, said sir. I can read lips, and I know what you said wasn't nice. Yeah, it's weird. Like even that Lee one, that not as a free kick, relatively soft, and he's allowing if it's upper body, feel free to just clatter into somebody. Mullen with the little shove there and creates some space and another shoulder charge, and he lets that one go. We're gonna get a corner. Bully, and the ref's letting that go. But it's if you get anywhere close to touching somebody with your feet, incidental or not, it's going to be a free kick and easily given. Softest little touches with the feet. Anyway, let's take this corner. McLean's in there, going to get chirps in the ear. Left-footed out swinger. Come on. Let's get one against the run of play a little bit here and pot one in. I'm calling Tozer. Let's go up. It's there. It's fallen. Nobody expected it to land at their feet, and they were all kind of sitting there unsuspected. It's going to go out for a Tozer throw. No, there's no separation of home and away support in Canada. And I remember being in Calgary. I hate Calgary, by the way, the Flames. I'm a Vancouver Canucks fan. And I would be chanting and singing and heckling the keeper, and people would be threatened. And then you just walk out of the stadium and you'd have a cordial fight as the ball comes in, punched away. It's still there. It's headed back in. Oh, danger. Knocked away, calling for a handball, but nothing given. McLean touched it. Can he rescue it? Yes, they say he can. I'll come back to the... Moved into the pitch, far corner, going to go out for a goalkeeper. Hockey's fascinating because we have fighting in hockey, but there's also a code of conduct, and it moves to the fans. And you'll see people fight because, hey, we've got to fight. You hit our player, I've gone out, grab you, we're going to fight. Yeah, okay, we're going to fight. You throw the gloves down, you do the hit, and you smash into each other for a bit. But if somebody gets hurt, and you can see it, if you crack somebody when you're in a fight and they're going to go down, you try to stop them from hurting themselves, right? If you guys get tired or somebody gets caught, you're just like, you're done, and you stop from hurting themselves. That extends into a lot of, not all of, but a lot of the tilts that happen when you're a fan in the stadium is, as a teenager, I didn't win many and didn't get involved as many as others. But it would happen and you'd get into a little bit of fun little fisticuffs, but you would stop when somebody ended up being hurt. You'd swing, you'd prove your point, and you'd finish it up. And that would happen outside the stadium, but I would be heckling people and people would get into things. And never at a pro game. It was almost the comedy, right? Who could chirp the best, who could be the loudest, who could annoy you the most. And you just read the crowd and read the room, right? But we also don't sit there with all of the gestures that happen at by away fans and two away fans there. It's civil hatred. Yeah, I did see that hit. Bedard needs to keep his head up. That was the perfect hockey hit. Shoulder, elbows down, skated into him, broke his jaw. That's hockey. With the left, O'Connor works himself up to steal the ball, gets grabbed. See that upper body stuff? They're letting it go because he got grabbed there pretty significantly by, is that Sobowale? But it comes O'Connor in. Fletcher tries to get there. Oh, just out of reach. It's still there. Cannon, almost. And free kick. Cannon ran over top, and see, it's that foot stuff. It Kenny just gets touched there, and I'll tell you, it was worth the risk to try and get that one for Canada, because if he would have pushed that forward, he would have had lots of space in the center of the pitch. 1 minute of extra time. We've already played through it. We're almost at the half, and I'm going to go to my Brendan. I don't know if you're signing over into the website and see if we'll run you in here. But yeah, Georges Bedard. Yeah, it was clean as could be. That was. And there's the whistle for halftime. I'm going to hit the pause button here. It's been a fascinating one. 5-4. Not much in it. It almost feels like a 0-0 draw. And I set that one up there. I'm going to try something here, and we'll see what ends up happening. Brendan, I've got you there. I'm just going to see. Go ahead and talk, and we'll see if everybody can hear you. Oh, no, you're there. I got to hit. I think it's what happened was when you logged in, it gave us from the test, it gave us the new link. So note to me that the locking doesn't seem to work. Just give me 2 seconds, and I will update that and try it again. Of course not, because that's just not how things work.
Nothing ever goes smoothly.
Oh,
Right?
there you are. There you are. Now I just got to turn down my headset because you're going to echo through everybody, but everybody should hear you now if somebody wants to give comment. What do you think of that one?
I feel a little outclassed with our defense is a little too slow.
Yeah.
I think our forwards outclass them. I think they struggle to finish. If they had our forwards, they'd have 2 or 3 goals now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I think we're evenly matched on the edges, and I think Cannon's getting outclassed in the midfield. Evans and Lee are holding up, but Cannon's just not cutting it. Now, I don't know that we have anyone that you could put in. I don't think Jones's energy makes up for the skill moves, the quality that you need to get around these guys. They're jumping everything. The passes have to be much crisper, faster, harder, and we don't have anybody like that other than what we get out of Evans and Lee. So.
Well, it's interesting to me. Like I have the same read as you do on what's necessary. As the passing just didn't seem on in the possession stuff, and then I look down at the stats, and I see our passing accuracy 73% to their 55%, and that's deceptive to what my eyes have seen. Anyway,
eye test is different.
Yeah. Reese says if you could only improve one position in the transfer window, which one? Oof.
Defense.
Yeah, it's got to be pacey center backs to me. And there's I will say this. I look at the MLS players and wonder about those that can transfer over. And you're looking for players that are sort of middle of, they haven't really made the transfer from the second tier to the first tier, or they're not getting full minutes. There's an American kid that plays for DC United, 25, Donovan Pines, 6'5", above average pace. He plays minutes, but just hasn't got an opportunity. If there was a potential American center back that's out there, I'm curious whether he's there. Kim highlighting 73%. And hey, Brendan, we were talking about sort of doing the 5 questions things, and I haven't never asked you about your origination story. And so as far as, maybe by the way, everybody else is listening, we might be doing this and bringing in other people. So if you're interested in joining during halftimes or pre-shows or post-match or whatever, this is now something I can send links out to do that. So we can figure that out. But Brendan, why don't you go ahead and tell them the origination story? I'm going to look for something here while you do that, and I'll listen.
Yeah, my origination story is probably not unique. It's probably the typical American's story, in that I saw some ad for Welcome to Wrexham. I saw the banner and the talk about the show, and I saw Ryan Reynolds, and I was like, hey, I like that guy. What's this about? I could stand to have another thing to watch, and I was like, oh, Ryan Reynolds, this could be interesting. He's hilarious. I wonder how involved he's going to be with this team he bought. So I decided to watch the Welcome to Wrexham, and I'm all about really knowing the players and loving the team, but loving the players. Like I'm pushing for them to buy a bunch of players from the Championship League before we go into League One.
Yes,
but I don't want them all switched out. Like I remember being a Bruins fan, loving their team, and when they couldn't get over the hump, they swapped out half the team one year, and I stopped being a fan. So I think there's a balance between being invested in the players and caring more about the team name and its success. And I think they need to keep that. For me, I want that balance. I want a good number of players that I care about, that are invested in the team, that are there for a while. I like that building. It feels more authentic. I don't want to buy a title.
yeah.
But I have no problem buying a few players here and there, and then have them grow into the team, and then buy a few more.
Well, that's where I'm 100% with you there, in that I want a 24 to 26 year old and have that player grow and develop and figure it out, or even younger than that, rather than, yes, I love Fletcher and McLean at 33, and there is a role for those KG veterans to come in and fill in and take a spot. But as far as the core balance for me, I'm 100% with you. Um, and so Kim's just sharing. She was a Sunderland till I die and moved over. Um, I'm just looking at some of the stuff to bring him in permanent. I missed the rest of that chat. Dale, interesting speed of players is much preferred to actual ball skill at certain times. And Dale, I'm not saying that I'm with you, but you can have young legs like that Watford team. They've got pace for days, but they're so on and off. It's got to be frustrating to be a fan. So you kind of want to be greedy and have both. I think the issue is when you have a team deficiency for something, and I think our team deficiency for speed is something that's on display more often than we'd like it. Um, so Dale saying 21-year-olds coming in, and that's absolutely true. I don't know what, like, as if you're making changes in your parky and you're looking to figure out what you may need to do there. Do you have any thoughts on sort of what that change needs to be, strategic, substitution, or otherwise?
For a substitution right now, geez, I'm not seeing any offensive action on the right side. Um, Ryan Barnett is has a little bit more pace than Ford. He's not
Mm,
as good defensively, but he has more pace. He has history with Shrewsbury.
that's also true.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, he I've seen plenty of things this week where they're really high on him. They're upset that they let him get away. They expected to see him playing and doing well today. Um, they speak extremely highly of him. I think that him coming in, that extra bump from being there in the crowd and something to prove, I think that's a sub that we'll see early. That'll be one of the first subs, I would guess.
Yeah,
Uh,
W and
I
G calling for Davis over Cannon, and I'm torn on Davis or Jones because I think Davis is a great super sub, but he's got some touch issues around the net, a little bit of the yips recently that
Andrew
I think.
points out he's more of a 10, right? He's more of a guy
Yeah,
you want blasting away at the goal. And as you see everywhere that Cannon's falling apart is is legitimately in the midfield and him receiving pressure or him not making a clean enough pass today. So I mean, I don't know if Davies is the guy, but
we are Wrexham. I'll send you the link out. I think just because this is going to turn over so quickly. I'll add you to the list, and maybe that's what we'll do. Is each half we'll make pre-arrangements for somebody else to join in on the half and give their thoughts. So I'll gladly send you guys the link, and then we'll add through, and maybe even afterwards. It's taken me a while to figure out how to get the audio, and you can do video if you wish. Brendan, I think, just didn't want to do his hair.
exactly. Didn't need to scare anyone today.
um, I don't know for me. I mean, I haven't had any issues with the nature of the style of play. It's just been the inability to nick ball, steal ball in the midfield. It kind of looks like the Walsall game and the Stockport game, which are those are the games that make me nervous, is where we're just not able to control the midfield sufficiently enough to move the ball forward. So, but I like the fact we haven't resorted 100% to just try to loop the ball over top and let Mullen and or Fletcher chase it down. For me, I think this is it's a personnel issue, and so I'm happy Barnett for Ford. I mean, to me, didn't notice the right side being that much of an issue, but I'd be happy with the trade there. But to me, um, Cannon needs to come out. It's not working for me today, and that's not to say he's bad. And I never checked his age.
But we're definitely going to need another striker, a younger, faster striker. Um, I mean, you were talking about Dalby. I don't see a long future with him, nor Palmer. I know Palmer has 5 goals, but I just don't think his style's gonna translate and help us moving forward. I think we need another, you know, 6 footer that has a little bit more pace and has enough class to work with Mullen with the little stuff that that he and Fletcher are able to do. You know,
Yeah,
the unspoken connection between them and that passing and everything. They gotta find somebody to bring in.
Yeah, for sure. Kim's just identifying the names are all around 30, and I think what she's referencing there is the names that people are talking about that come in. It's interesting being a foreigner to the transfer window situation, and the difference between how I think North Americans handle it. To me, football fans in the UK get captured by name more than I think happens in North America. So they like talking about some of the strikers that are out there, and even JCH, who everybody's goo goo gaga and he's gonna get a gob of money to go and play somewhere. I look at his age. I look at the fact that he's a waning player and he's got no long-term longevity for a club that can be anticipated. And I'm like, is that really the type of player that we want? Yeah, he'll finish, he'll fill the net, and he'll do it for a season or two, and then he's done. To me, I would rather go and find somebody like a project like Jebison for Sheffield. Now, Jebison might be too high quality and be too big for his britches, and he may also have some injury issues. But like I'm talking about those 21-year-old project, mostly 24, 25, 26, getting set and getting stuck in the league, who have the pace, who you could end up saying like Ogonkwo, hey, make this place your home and you're here for 6, 7, 8 years. And that's what I'm hoping for, but that doesn't seem to way. Do you get that sense too?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think people are looking for the short term. I think we probably, we could stand to get one or two players back up at a couple positions, but I think we have enough to get into League One. I don't think it's reasonable to think that we're going to be better than, mid to lower mid table next year in League One, presuming we got in there, right? So if you're going to have 2 years, you don't want to buy a guy who's great this year and almost overkill for us to get into League One. And then, he's on the downside 3 years from now when we need him to get out of League One, so I think if you look with that kind of forecast, we want up and comers, not guys on the tail end.
Yeah, for sure.
And people keep throwing this up there. We're talking about all these different players. What we didn't say, and I think we're on the same page here, the number one person that they should sign is Okonkwo. If they are able to sign him long term and got nobody else, this was a wildly successful transfer window.
I'm 100% with you.
By far needs to be the number one focus. And if they did that, I'd be excited. That's all I'd need. But presuming that's taken care of and they know that and they're going to do that, that's why we were having this other conversation. So.
Yeah, no, I'm absolutely 100% with you that it's Ogonkwo's got to get his signature. I do have my perfect backup plan if Ogonkwo decides to move out. Is there's another player in the exact same situation as him, the number 3 goaler with the Premier League, who's young and who's looking for opportunity, and that's Tom McGill, Canadian, who can play the position. And so that would be my backup, but I'm with you. Arthur's loves it there. He's comfortable. Everything. I would not be surprised. And Kim's exactly right. Referencing, going to have to spend 7 figures for what they need. Ogonkwo is going to be up there for transfer fee and for wages. I think Transfer Market has it at 1.8 million, which isn't pay obviously, but you scale that to like Mullen at 500,000. It lets you know Ogonkwo's 3 times the value, which is a byproduct of his age as well, right? Because he's going to give you years if you can sign an extended contract. Just going to make sure I've got, as I'm getting closer to kickoff here, you might be there already, and just
why don't I dip out and I'll let you do your thing.
Sure, we can do that. I appreciate you filling in and everything you do. I don't know when you're going to get started. Shrewsbury's coming out now, so I do have a little bit of time. But I appreciate this. We're going to try and add, whether it be we or Wrexham or somebody else, so a little added feature. Video can pop in. I can rotate in or out.
I set the bar nice and low for the next person to come in. So there you go, everyone. You're welcome.
All right, perfect, awesome. Should I put a poll up? I'll put a poll up now. How do you think Brendan did? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, we don't need to have everyone crap all over me. That's obvious. Take it easy.
All right, cheers. Thanks, Brendan. Who needs a good goalkeeper if you have great defense? Yeah, the St. Louis Blues and the Minnesota Wild view of hockey. Teams are out. We're lining up. I'm getting close. I don't think I've picked up any pace with you guys. If you're joining from the half, a reminder, go with the time that I have there. You can draw back the YouTube or draw back your own feed so that you're matching on time with us. As we're underway here, no second half subs. That's fascinating. Interesting rule that I learned, that it doesn't count as a substitution window if you make it at the half. But I didn't learn that rule because Parky never makes any substitutions at the half. Everyone needs a good keeper. What a question. Everybody needs a good keeper, but there are teams. I guess there's no cap in. Well, okay, there's a soft cap with the SCMP financial fair play rules, but there's no real cap in football. And so but there are teams that sacrifice goalkeepers as a position in favor of good defense, or if you're the Edmonton Oilers, nothing but offense. So don't have to do that same thing here. So Wrexham going from right to left on your computer screen. If you're not able to pick up the game, we're going from left to right. You say Vardy doesn't happen, but you got Ishmael Kone at Watford, 21, 22 years of age. Only started playing competitive football when he was 14 or 15. Didn't start really till he was 12. Ended up climbing his ladder all the way through, playing in Montreal, and now he's with Watford and on the Canadian national team, and still improving and figuring out the game as a professional in the championship with very little experience. So there's players that can still eke out somewhere that you try and hunt down. As long as you don't throw in a normal sub while you're doing the concussion sub window, yes. And we've got an offside on Mullen. I made all those fancy videos for Mullen and Palmer and Lee. I need Mullen or Lee to pot one here. That's what I need. And clearly they're not going to, right? Because the curse and how it works. And I don't know if anybody's gone to the bog, but you can feel free to go if and when you need. Cannon, a good little battle there to be able to win the ball. Mullen, not able to get to the hoof ball, move forward to the midfield, and Max is going to let that roll out, standing there, and it's going to go goal kick. Well done. Kim, I don't know if it's unlimited. We got 9 of them in the back, but I never looked at the rules. I've got to look up the red card situation because Wimbledon, who play on Saturday, we were obviously without Mendon. He's at AFCON. Wimbledon's without 2 players who are at the AFCON qualifiers, and they also got an FA Cup red card. I'm going to go back to this screen. Sorry. An FA Cup red card that I think transfers over. Yellow cards don't, but I think it does, and especially in the circumstance where Wimbledon lost. But that's a video I got to throw together here really quick, maybe tonight at the request of others. Bad pass by Lee. It gets picked up, and we've got 4 people, five blue jerseys running forward against 5 red. Into the box. Dangerous. It's out. That skies it over top. Wah. Perry has it right in front of the 18-yard box in the middle of the pitch. As it bounces off of Tom O'Connor, doesn't get far enough. He moves it into the penalty area and then roofs it, skies it up over everybody. And they're saying it's a training ground situation. You hit the target 9 times out of 10. The whole Shrewsbury team, long may it continue, has the yips. Just skying things, shin clears over top, like 1-0 for sure, potentially 2-0. They've missed out on some big opportunities. Punish them. Somebody punish them. And they do that on the scoreboard. Like, let's get this going here. Yikes. You'd like to think that this is one of those games where one team has all the opportunities. They've been sniffing around the net. They've had chance after chance after chance, and it's going to be one little tiny breakdown that's going to happen for Shrewsbury, and somebody's going to bury it. Yeah, and Reese, I know all FA tournaments, but not league competitions. But somebody said that they think that because Wimbledon was out, that it's going to carry over into the EFL league competition because of the red. And I don't know the answer to that, so I'll just jump into the regs and pull it rather than speculating. Oof. Not a free kick. Did he get ball first? Did yeah, well, he didn't. He kind of followed through afterwards, and so no, I'm okay with that. Diego, you've got to go to you've got to get it on your domestic provider for the FA Cup. It's not on iFollow, so I don't know where you are. If you're in the US, it's ESPN Plus. If you're in Brazil, I think it's actually ESPN as well. But somebody may comment. I forgot who it is in Finland, what it is. It's the only one that's not a plus. Paramount Plus in Australia, New Zealand, Sportsnet Plus in Canada. And so you've got to find out whoever has your FA Cup domestic rights, and you can even search that FA Cup streaming rights and check your country, and they'll find it. As we're sitting in the middle of the pitch, Fletcher's got it back to Evans, who draws a nice little play. Step back, spin, turn it around to Max, and away we go to midfield on the switch. 40 all the way back. He's going to recycle to Tozer, moving it on forward and just clears it, and we give away possession. Thanks for coming. Shrewsbury, here's the ball. I don't know what that was. I don't even know where he was looking or where that was going to. Kim, I'm with you. If you're a League One team, and that's why I think they're so nervous. Because there's a lot to lose for Shrewsbury. For us, it's pride. It's derby. It's being embarrassed in that 2008 game. I think it was 2008. Where the word on the street, anyway, because obviously I wasn't watching, was that the team that was playing, we were going to get relegated that year in any event. And they got relegated in the game against Shrewsbury, in a game where a lot of the players just gave up and the effort wasn't there. And it was called an embarrassing and a black mark, and lots of people still talk about that. Well done by Lee. Well done by Lee. Goes back, nicks the ball. He's there. He was going to have a crack, and he pulled up and decided not to, and he gave away the free kick. He should have had the crack. Why didn't? I like the spin cycle. That was impressive. He's plucked the ball away, turned around, pushed the ball forward a good 12, 15 yards, lined it up to have a crack. And I don't know whether it was because he was blocked, but he ended up turning, and it was nothing. All I hear is Wrexham in my ears. I don't know if that's the same with you guys, but long ball down, dangerous as it's just left there. Shipley with it down the left side. He's got Ford and Cannon on him, gets the cross in. Lee heads it up into the air, but doesn't move it forward. It goes out, and it's going to go to a corner. Not the header that you wanted from the smallest guy in the box to be able to get that one. And we're going to go for a corner from the left to the right. Got to stop giving away those opportunities. Corners are now 3-3. We're still way up in accurate passes. You've got Bennett now going to be an in-swinger from the left-hand side. Hands are up. Here comes the delivery. That's a good, dangerous ball. It's there, headed down, and just to the right. Climbed the ladder, got the head on it, and that's another one where they're happy with the service. They're happy with everything until the touch in the box, and then they just can't get it there. That's the header, and he had arguably climbed up over his shoulders. I mean, watch 22 here on the replay, and he jumps up and no, you know what? Didn't climb his shoulders. He didn't. Whew. Again, we take a sigh. We take a sigh. Relief. How many times can we keep asking for that? Fletcher heads it down, Cannon, bully that ball, moves it forward to the forward. Nice little ball forward, up, gets goal line, crosses in. Lee, there, header. But not enough on it. Not enough on it. But that'll be equal on shots, and Lee, that's where you wanted Fletcher in the box. That's where you wanted Fletcher in the box to have the height and get up over top of that. I'm intrigued that 91 people, usually at this point in time, are a little bit over 100. But I was checking out with others and seeing what's out there. It looks like viewership in the FA Cup and the watch party's down a little bit. Maybe people like Andrew feeling a little less excited about this one, where I thought with a derby, this could be a whopper of a match. Oh, nice little touch by Mullen. Turn and burn into the box. He's all alone, taking a shot, taking a crack. It's there, out for the goal kick, out for a corner, out for a corner. That went out. That went out. That went out. Not raised, flag not given. And so anyway, we've got the ball back and we move forward. Evans over to Lee. He's got nobody to help him. So he's got to go back to Evans, and we're outnumbered over in that corner. We need a switch. And there's the switch is on. Clowerth. Georgia says the defense got ahead of a piece of that header. Yeah, potentially. And then just given away. And that was Max out of possession. Evans is back there to cover. No, nobody was back there to cover. It was just two men back. So fortunate there. We're going for it. We had moving bodies up. Max all the way up. Evans didn't come all the way back. And so wave the white flag. That would be a mad game to go and watch. See, I just don't want replays. Do I want to take a loss rather than a replay? Mullen makes contact with the goalkeeper being grabbed onto by Dunkley, and you can't blame Mullen for that one. They're having a lip and a chirp. Might not have been there to be won, but Mullen got dragged into that, didn't he? Mullen trying to get around. He puts his hands up, and you know what? He caught Morosi with the right there. I thought Dunkley pulled him over top, but no, that was on Mullen. Yeah. That was, I'm with you now that I've seen the replay. Bowman and McLean back in the principal's office, and the captain, do you want him here? Yes. Did you see that? You want him here. Bowman and McLean both getting a yellow. So something must have happened away from the ball, as they've been at it with each other the entire time. Feisty. I still feel like there's some Wrexham magic in this one, don't you? I just feel, I know there's been too much going the other way, that we've seen this scorecard before. We've seen the trailer to this video. Hey, get into the muck a little bit, right? And he didn't pick up a yellow. Reese there with the comment. Reese, you might be way behind. Might have to check whether you're well behind because we talked about that about 10 minutes ago, but I'm happy for the comment because I agree with you. The ball's in the air. It is at Shrewsbury with a threat. Cleared on out. Cannon, somebody's got to slide over there. Lee looking cross into the box. Dangerous ball. Well cleared. Somebody clear. Cannon with it. Draws it back. And it's moved forward now. Headed back through Cannon. Kicked forward by Shrewsbury. Missed, and that's Kenne with it. And McLean comes back and collects it. He loops it up over top. Headed back the other way. We're playing ping pong in the midfield. Last team to make a possession moves it forward as it goes over and bounced by O'Connor off of a Shrewsbury player, and away we go. Literally 10 minutes back. Hey, Reese, I'm glad we got that figured out and moved forward, because I was like, whoa, that chat looped on back. But welcome to the present. Yeah, RKO points it out. Still a lot of fight in Wrexham. No goals today. You know why it is? Because I spend a bunch of time putting together those videos. All excited to be able to play like new goal celebration videos. And may not get it. Oh, I thought that throw went off, but no, we didn't react to it. I thought that clipped a Shrewsbury player on the way out, but it didn't. Maybe that's just me being a homer. My red Wrexham lenses are on. Lee working him over. Shoulder barges are okay, and they let him play. But he loses the ball, and the ref lets it go on both ways. Evans. Looped up over top. Mullen chips it forward to Cannon. Bully that ball, Cannon, and find a pass. A little bit behind 40, but still with possession, and he runs on to go and collect it, but a bad pass by Ford. No, it was touched. The hell was that? We were going to throw it in quickly, and Anderson took him out in the back. Yellow card. Yeah, it went off. So that one went out of play. Cannon's got it, and he reaches up and grabs him with the right arm, holds him back. Interesting. You don't see that too often. You don't see that. I actually am trying to think of the first. Have I seen that before, where interference on the throw is as obvious as that, just grabbing onto the shoulder? Tozer, long ball, put this in. Football gods, it's there for us. Mullen looks over. McLean, get there. No, can't. McLean, possession on the left-hand side. Still lots of people in the box if he can get a cross in. Instead, he draws it back, and we're going to have our center backs back there. O'Connor and Ford covering for all the numbers. Delivery into the box. Couldn't climb the ladder and get there. Max, you got to put your head down now and get back. Put your head back down and get back. O'Connor clears forward. Where's Max? I just want to see number 32 streaming back, and there he is. As Lee saves it, holds it up, gains some possession, and well done, sir. A standstill slew foot, basically. Yeah, except from the top instead of from the bottom. Just the horse collar tackle, and then the NFL might call that one. Long ball, a little bit more possession stint from us going forward here as things are continuing to look tasty. It's been a feisty affair, if not a beautiful one to watch. W&G, thanks for all the updates on the scores, by the way. Blackpool and Nottingham Forest now tied. I don't know how long that's been there. I'm just seeing it now, but that's fascinating to me. But yes, this game has come to life as both teams, they know what this is, the magic of the FA Cup. It's a derby, two teams who hate each other, who haven't played each other in a long time. First goal wins. Yeah, the light is falling. The street lights are about to go on. Mom's going to call us in. Next goal wins. I like Chippy. Chippy I can get into. Shots are 7-7. Shrewsbury with it, just kicking it around through their center backs but eking forward ever so slightly. Oh boy. Dangerous, but Lee, nice little cheeky, and he gets the ball before it goes out of play, but doesn't clear it far enough. Swung in, dangerous. Whoa, cleared away. Benning goes and collects on the left-hand side. Cleared in, headed. Are they going to be able to save it before it goes out? No. While he gets that, I'm changing something up because I feel this might be my fault. 1 second. I can't go to the bog, so this is as good as I can do. As I can put on the away jersey and call on a little bit of luck because this is the one that's been working all season. So I tried to go with the black. Didn't work. So let's change it over. There's my 60-second, 65th minute Parkey sub move. Let's get into it. Lee with it. Possession. O'Connor. Long ball over top to McLean. Whoa, bad little clear. Mullen steals it. Is looking for Fletcher. Far post. Fletcher's there. Keeper comes out and gets it. This is the goal shirt. It's got magic in it. I don't have the home jersey. I've got a Macron red, the same one that I gave away to Brendan. And so he's got that and it fits and it works. I'll take the 1-0 win. Yes, Brendan, absolutely 100% all day. Shrewsbury possession switches on to the right-hand side. That's not a good ball, so they're going to come all the way back, but they're able to save it there, putting the pressure on for no reason. Looking at expected goals, 0.2, no big chances for us. We're still way up in accurate passes, but only 212. 228, 63rd minute, that's not bad. Lee running to go and get it, shoulder barge, that's fine. Nothing in it. Ref's been letting that go all day. That's just two players hard at work. Lee looks a little bit worse for wear there. Keep in possession. We've got a little bit more control in the back here, I find. I'm less nervy, but we still haven't found a way to push forward. Is Lee doing some magic in the midfield to knock that one down and keep it? Plays it back to Tom, overlap. Back to Lee, switches on forward on the right side. No, goes through the middle to Mullen, touched to Fletcher. Fletcher took a little bit of a deflection. It was a hard ball for Fletcher to play, and he didn't came up into his thigh and wasn't able to knock it down. Cannon for Barnett or Jones, I think. Yes, Dave, I think that's the call everybody's expecting. I don't see any movement. I see one player running the touchline over on the right-hand side, and I can't see who that is. But mind you, everybody's over there doing it. McLean, overruns the ball himself. That was a little bit awkward. Tozer with it. Draws it over to Lee. Lee Wrexham fans are still singing loud and proud. Shots are even. We got possession in our favor, and that keeps ratcheting up. I just need to see some closure in the third here. Yeah, RKO, I was just looking at that 1.12 to 0.2. And to be fair, Shrewsbury should be up at least 1-0, potentially 2. Or some might argue 3. They've had 2 really good chances that I just bad little touch there, and they just gave it away. And now you got 4 jerseys back running on. They've got us outnumbered. Tozer gets spun, kicked. Oh, woodwork! Wow. Tozer just got completely spun coming back on that one, and that was a bad touch. It was a really good shot. Ball just rolled forward too, and unfortunately, that's the ball that busted. Tozer was there. Clareworth coming back, making contact with the ball, played it, and off the woodwork. Hoi, oi, 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 oi. Kissing that crossbar at the least. That might involve a little bit of snuggle session if that was me. If Clareworth lost it, came back, had the touch. Don't have a link for you, Aaron. Sorry, unless you've got a domestic carrier who's got the game. Fletcher with it, knocks it down, plays it forward. Doesn't get the touch on it, and the spin. Knee. Is he up? He's hobbling. He's trying. So Dalby, is that our sub? Palmer, who's I didn't even look at the strikers who were lined up. Not a good sign. I don't like that at all. O'Connor with it, trying to find Fletcher and how he's moving. He seems to be okay out there. Lee with it, moves it forward to Mullen. Nice little touch outside of the area, over to the corner. McLean, come on, beauty, get me something. Box, cross, in. Oh, Lee! That was our chance. I was sniffing it. Lee skies one over, and you think he could have maybe got a better shot on that one. Better chance. Landed right on his feet. Right on his feet. Wide open. Rats. Merde. It's right there. I don't know whether the back heel by O'Connor got over it, but yeah, he got underneath it. It is on the Sgorio YouTube channel for free. I do think you need a VPN. Fletcher's come off. I didn't see who came on. I'm assuming it's Dalby. Yep. Ford's coming off. So Dalby on for Fletcher. Ford on. I didn't see who came in. Is it Barnett who came in? Yeah. Short hopped him. Yeah, he got underneath the ball and skied it over top. I don't know. Was it? What did that? Yeah, half volley. Was it that back heel throw him off just at the last second there? And it kind of, or did it just not come off the grass the way that he thought it was going to? But yeah, if you're in the UK, it is on the Sgorio channel. So I should say that. If you have a VPN, you can go to Sgorio and test your luck with that. See if it'll work. You know what? Sniffing in and about. I will take it. Shots are still 8-8. Shrewsbury clearing it down, and let's see how the new guys do. Lee comes over, gets it down to McLean. McLean looking up. He's got a new sub on him, and I'm not going to be able to read who the numbers are on my little thing there. Bounced off the head, and can Mullen come and get that? No, can't. Or Dalby, sorry. The downside of the 18 and the 10, hard for me to be able to read who's who, so I just have to. O'Connor back to Ogonkwo. He's hammers it down, and that looked like it might go out of play off of his foot, but it doesn't. Cannon trying to get out of the way, so no card, but it ends up coming back. Dalby with a nice little play back to maintain the possession there. And we're looking, O'Connor says, I'll go to McLean, even though McLean was pointing up the pitch. McLean up through. He's got Mullen over to Cannon. Barnett on the right side. First touch over in the threatening area. Can we get a cross in? Dancing. Cross. He makes it through. Mullen's there. Headed up, straight up. Lee goes up. Punched away. Still there. Yeah, knocked down Cannon. Can he get there? No. Cleared away. Evans is backtracking, and Tozer's going to get it. No, O'Connor, sorry. O'Connor, recycle. Evans was looking over to the right side, but thought against it. Maintains it. Spins it. pitched up in the air by Mullen over to Dalby. Dalby sleeping a little bit on the heel. Didn't get us, not on his toes, so that went up in the air, couldn't get there. Nice little battle, but the ref lets it go. We've got possession. We're sniffing. We're moving. Come on. 70th minute sounds like a good time to score for me. O'Connor with a enterprising attempt there. Andrew sacrificing for the team, doing his thing. Let one fly, Georges. They heard you, but they let it fly, and it wasn't really a flyer. It was that Evans who took that, or O'Connor? Enterprising. Didn't work. That was a good cross by Barnett. They're showing the replay, and it just created a mess in the box, and that's the sort of stuff you need. If you're not going to score a pretty one, go and score an ugly one. Nice done, but well done by Ogonkwo, waiting for it to cross into the box, and it doesn't, so he just swipes it out of the way to a player. Lee with it, dancing. Still dancing. Turns on two. Well done, McLean over on the left side. Run forward, Blads. Run forward, McLean. Gun to the goal line. We'll take the corner. You know what? I think that was the right play because he didn't get a lot of guys that were running forward there. Tattoo, if we get to 0, there's no added time. Or is there added time? I don't actually know if there's added. No, there's no added time. They blow it down at the 90 plus extra, and then we'll go away to come home to Wrexham, and they'll replay the game, which is great for the drama and the history, but bad for trying to get promotion and having to play an extra game. Headed up in the air, knocked down. Shrewsbury clears. Physical in the air, but 50-50 ball, so you leave that alone. Cannon with it. Get out. Thank you. O'Connor doing something on the right. Why is he way over on the right-hand side? Doesn't matter. Barnett's with it. He's dancing against two guys. O'Connor bringing it all back. Evans is going to go back and fill in for O'Connor on the left-hand side. O'Connor, you got to come all the way across the pitch to get into position here, sir. Evans, doesn't matter if we score. Evans into the area. Dalby dance. That's there. Yes, yes, yes. Ugly, but it counts. Score it up. Woo-hoo, baby. I don't even know who gets that off of a deflection. I don't even know what just happened. It went up in the air and it hit Dalby, goes over to the right, and somehow it skips over, and we're up. We're up 1-0. Let's go. Oh, and I put the score on the wrong side. No, it went to the good guys. It went to the good guys. Score it up. This is what we were talking about. Ugly magic. We will take it. Was that O'Connor? Was that Dalby? You know what? I'm going to play Mullen's goal thing just because I want to. I worked on it. I know it doesn't make any sense, but I'm going to put it up there just because I think you guys have to see it. Just let me replay this before I hit it. So Dalby has it. He plays it forward, O'Connor, and it's an own goal. So I'm going to play the Mullen one. I don't even care if it's the wrong one. I just want to play it because I like it. So hey, it's the magic of the jersey. Look at the fans going nuts. I don't know what you thought about that. I liked putting those together. I got 3 of them. I'm probably going to do some more so everybody gets their own thing. Oh, come on, boys. Come on, boys. It's this jersey. If we want to win, this is what I have to put on. So I'm going to have to keep it in reserve anytime I decide not to wear it because I can't wear this thing out for every freaking game. Can I? Can I? That's going to be the new ask. I'm going to put together a little thing on the bottom that says, need an updated new away shirt, please. So the video goes over well. Awesome. I'll keep the other ones in reserve. We'll do that. We flopped. Yes, 17 minutes plus stoppage. Lots of time left. Let's get the pressure going. Oh, man, I am a happy, happy dude. I am a happy, happy man. Let's get another one. Let's put this out of reach. 1-0 isn't nothing. Oh, man. The goal explosion button. Everybody's loving it. Now everybody's excited. Yeah, I'm going to have to get... I've only got 3. So let's get a Lee goal scored in. Palmer's not a sub, is he? No, he's not. So I don't even know. Why did I make Palmer when I know he's got a thigh knee injury or potential bereavement? That's nicotine mint, by the way. That's not, it looked like I had white substance on my lips. That's not what I was doing. Do you think we'd be drawn with a Premier League team? Well, look, here's the numbers, and I don't want to look ahead too much. There's only one League Two team left other than Newport, who plays Eastleigh. So there will be one Tier 4 team, one in either Tier 4, Tier 5, and one Tier 6 team. So you're going to get a team likely in the next round. As we're sniffing again, Cannon over to the right-hand side, Barnett looking, cross up, a little bit too short and a little bit too close to the keeper for my liking anyway. But we're still sniffing around, and I would rather be on this side of the pitch than the other. Held up. Whoo, toxic welcome. And yeah, it's been a weird game, to be fair, against the run of play. Shrewsbury should have at least one, if not two. And yeah, Lewis is sending out the message. Hit that like button while we're at it. Send the message that we're here watching. Get it all out there. Sheffield United again would be great. That would be madness. But that's the joy of the draw. Update as well in the Wrexham women's match. If you guys are watching that, the score will come over there. I don't want to, just in case somebody's covered it up and they don't have it. But there will be an update coming from W&G here as that one gets closer. Oh, beauty. Arsenal away. Coventry would be a fun draw. Sheffield United would be a fun draw. Why not Maidstone at the racecourse? Why not? I know we want the big way day, but also an opportunity to move forward without taking a scalp. There's lots of free passes and lots of free fun. $107,000 to the winner of this one, and plus the ticket stuff, and you get a chance for a big away day. This is why you love the magic of the FA Cup. Arsenal's going out. Yeah, they got Liverpool, so I guess. Why don't we go to Sheffield and take on Wednesday? We can show Cardiff how they should have played them. I'm looking ahead. We got focus here. We got 14 minutes plus stoppage time. There's still lots of opportunity for things to turn around. Yeah, big away day. I'm with you. Cannon coming off, Jones coming in. I think that's the right decision. I think Jones is a little bit more stout defensively. Doesn't have to bully the ball. And with Cannon didn't have a good day. Sorry for the Cannon fans. I know that there's many of them. But tell me I'm wrong. And if you've seen the update in the women's match, that was a beauty of a goal. If you're going to watch the highlights, that one was a stunner to watch. And so there's a fight going on in that one too. Oh man, what do they call that derby? Steel City Derby? Do I have that right? Wednesday and United? That would be a lot of fun. It's one of the only, I was doing the policing cost research. It's one of the only games where they actually talk about how much it costs to police that specific game. Slavutin, thank you for joining and signing up. Cannon is man of the match. Not in my world. Do you want me to put him up as a nominee? I like Cannon. I do. I don't get the people who are like, he's arguably better than Evans. No, he's not. How good was the goal? Our goal was not the greatest, but it doesn't matter. They don't ask how, they ask how many. Bugger. Goal in the women's match. It was O'Connor taking a shot, hit a deflection. I'm sure it probably went up. Did it go up as an own goal off of a player, and nothing the goalkeeper could have done? He was lined up for the O'Connor shot, and all of a sudden it hit a deflection, went over to his left. So it was an okay shot. I think the keeper would have easily handled it. I didn't catch Fletch on the EFL podcast. I've been so tied up with podcasts, trying to get all caught up, and I've been mostly listening to all of the ones that had a Shrewsbury fan on their podcasts, and lots of them out there. And you could sense the nervousness. No way, that should be an own goal. Okay. They gave it to O'Connor, so officially it was. I didn't know if it had enough pace. Cannon has improved, but he's not Evans. I'm with you, Andrew. Lee with it, but he gives it away. Dangerous territory to give it away in, but fortunately everybody's turned back the other way. And McLean working, and he's pushing them all the way back. That's the type of stuff that we need as we approach the 80th minute here. Yeah, I'm with you, RKO. I was only saying as to pace of the ball and how he played that. Tozer gets pulled over, but no call given. Everybody's got to scramble back. They're into the box, have a crack. O'Connor's there, and he just says, you know what? I'm cleaning this up. It's going to go out for a throw. Mansfield lost. Barrow would have been beauty if they would have drawn, but they took that goal late to be able to take all 3 points. Notts County falls down because Crew came up by 3, and they're being chased over. They've got a whole bunch of teams chasing them down. It's going to be a lot of drama, and Mansfield's going to play FGR coming up on the Tuesday, so they'll be a game ahead of us. And we'll have, assuming they can put points in the bank, but lots of people are talking about Mansfield hitting a patch of bad form. The biggest thing for me is I want Stockport to play as many games as possible. Did they give a corner? I didn't see. I mean, the camera angle doesn't let me comment on that, but that was a cross in. Losing their manager to Swansea is going to be bigger if Langstaff ends up walking with him. And a lot of people, this has been a good game. And you know what? Nervy derbies, right? This is why you love this stuff. They say should have been a goal kick. I couldn't really see it. Football gods need to reward us here as it gets cleared out, and we're okay. All the way to the backs, and Mullins is there. Mullen is the player. He's got Lee to his left. Can he give it? No, he's not going to. He's going to. There it is. He's onside. Lee with a better first touch, but that's a tough ball to catch. That should have been a goal kick. I didn't watch the replay, and I couldn't see it live. I was too busy reading the chat when the replay came forward. Lee, we wouldn't expect him with the that's another one where it kind of skipped off the pitch and came up, and he wasn't able to get his right foot, thigh, knee up high enough to be able to knock it down, and it rolled about 3 feet too far. Otherwise, he could have been away on that one. His long ball down, doing a lot of these long balls, and the keeper's out of the box handling it, and Dalby out putting the pressure on, forces the throw in. We are Wrexham. I'm not so sold on Notts. I mean, they don't control their own destiny anymore. They don't control their own destiny. There's teams behind them that do. And that's always a nerve-wracking thing for all 3 teams as far as running at the top. Interesting that they all control their own destiny because they play each other twice. So Tozer looking, screaming, but still taking his time. Bodies up in the box. We're still going for another goal here, as we should. And Tozer with lots of space. Whistle blows. Don't want to be time wasters, do we? We're not those guys. And here it comes. Thrown. Got to go short post because it's a long ways away. 2 bodies up, clearing it. And well done, cleared. Oh, cheeky little play by Evans. I didn't think he was going to be able to loop that over top, but he does. And it's hammered out. Under pressure. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 under pressure. Did that go for did we get a touch on that clearance that it came to a throw for them? That was kicked out for a throw in. I was just, bodies were moving forward so far. Biggest upset of the day, Man City only has 5 against Huddersfield. Yes, Nottingham Forest, Blackpool still 2-2. Bristol City pulling one back in against West Ham, and here comes the throw. Tozer climbing the shoulders. That was a full ride on the back of Dalby. Broadcasters got it. It's there, chipped forward. That far forward. Right idea. Had him playing there. Hey, Barry, can't watch the game. I'll try to get you covered as we're following along here. I don't know who the domestic carrier is for the FA Cup. Lee's laundry person is going to be pissed. You know what? I am loving the fact that we're getting so much possession here. And this is Evans and Lee and Jones just working the ball over, pump it down for somebody to play with, and Dalby's going to get control. Gorgeous bit of, we've got a 1-0 lead and we're going to bring bodies forward now. And here comes a cross. No, held up and little dance from Barnett. Is he going to spin? Wash cycle, and nicked away from Jones. Jones with it into the box, into the area, has a shot, knocked down. It's deflected, but more possession for us. Let's keep recycling. I'm loving it. Keep this going. Keep the pressure all down here for let's not even let him touch the ball. O'Connor with it all the way back to the midfield. I will have a look at that, Reese. Just not able to focus on it right now, but yeah, I do appreciate that. I haven't seen anything too egregious, at least not on my feed. So More possession, 62%. Keep that clock running. Long ball into the corner. And this is the good thing about having Dalby is he's great there. Shoulder charge. Head knock. Max. And oh, that's not a 50-50 ball. That was us. Nothing egregious seems to be spam. Yeah, I'll grab that. Andrew, you tell me if you saw that one where you thought that should have been a free kick or a card there. I think they just went with the throw in, but that didn't look like a 50-50 ball. And when you have somebody jumping forward, even though it was only at like a 75-degree angle, yeah, I would have done a free kick on that one. The angle just wasn't there to make it yellow, and it didn't look like there was malice or anything, carelessness. It was just not clean. Should have been a free kick, and Max is going to go off for 30 seconds subject to the assessment. They seem to be nodding him on, so it seems to be okay. He's just got a bit of a bump in the head. The taste of spam and nothing egregious. I actually like spam. Things I shouldn't admit. Tozer, long throw in. Too far. And whoever their 22 is, he's got his head on about like 5 balls in a row. Oh, Jones tries to nick it, but just disrupts enough, and we get possession back. Well done, Jones, on the effort. Mullen, Lee, bad first touch, and it goes forward. Mullen, get it over to the right and settle things down. Settle down, cross into the box. Dalby's there, headed away. Nobody on the other side because Mullen was over trying to maintain possession, but he's working for it. And gets up and gives a little cheer because he forced the throw in. Love it. Love it. 86th minute, that clock keep running. Let's nick another possession and keep the pressure on. They throw it back to the keeper who comes out and play it. And Mullen says, you know what? I got time. I got legs. I got to run. It would have been RKO. I don't know who's supposed to move up there, whether McLean fills that gap, but in a 1-0 game, I'm happy with them staying back, right? Mullen went over to the right side to maintain possession, and I'm okay with leaving that side open and not rotating in to maintain that you've got numbers back. I don't know. That's just me. Oh, clapping for a John Draycott is why the chat was there. 86th minute. Ball forward. Don't know the story for Mr. Draycott, but always happy to see the clapping going by both teams. Kicked away. Yellow card coming for time wasting for Tozer for kicking that one away. Yes, Andrew, you can come back, but and sad to hear about Mr. Draycott's passing, of course. And football fans, we should be immortal. Players too. You should not be put in timeout for using all caps. Georges, did you just get grabbed? No all caps, no links, no spam. Oh, and my subscribers just went to 0. Don't know how that happened. Something happened. I didn't click anything. Well, something for me to fix. Played forward. Dalby. Got Mullen. Come on, Mullen. Turns the corner, gets it in. It's played. Mullen there again, plays it down, and he's going to give a free kick again. It's soft with the foot contact. I don't think there was anything there. I don't think there was anything in that. Yeah, don't know what happened there, but you know what? 88th minute, we're going to assume I've got 0 subscribers. Ball coming all the way down. Another 2 minutes until we find out how much extra time. I don't think there was too much on the injury side. What are we looking at? 3 minutes? 3 minutes of added time? We've had a goal. We've had the subs, and we've had Cleworth go out. I don't think there's been any other injuries than that. Bad header by Tom, but he's able to go and recover it. Heavy first touch. Dalby able to keep it in play. No, they're going to say that one out. Well tried. Park the bus. Park the bus. I don't want to Parkinson the bus, but I do like that comment. Player down for Shrewsbury. Don't know exactly what happened. Reese, I don't know either. Rather than, I don't know. I think I know why. Because they had to send a form to me to enter in a PIN to guarantee that I was here. And I just got it yesterday and it went in, and I'm fighting with Google. It took a month for it to get, and I ordered a new one. And so it hasn't gone through. So they're hold off on the gift subscriptions and stuff for at least a couple of weeks until I clear up some YouTube AdSense paperwork in the background that's held everything up, waiting for that stupid email to come to make sure that I'm really me. If you were to create an AI person, why would you create this person? The subscribers are back. Yay, it didn't go anywhere. I have no idea how that happened and what happened, but I'm assuming it's just a glitch with the internet. Question, 90th minute, you've got a guy still down. What do you do with the added time here? Do you delay it before you announce it? Because he's just given an extra minute or two. I think we're probably at the 4 or 5 minute mark. Adrian says 10 minutes of extra time. Feeney's getting subbed out by Pierre. So here we go. Wrexham has money, and yes, they're pursuing players. You know what? We've measured up well, but I think 6 minutes. Yay! Six minutes is too much. Reese, I don't know if you sent the donation. If you did, I appreciate it. If not, I totally get that. That can't be a card against us. That's going to be a throw-in for them. No free kick. The guy, there's raging and saying he should have got a free kick, but Mullen's just standing there. The guy jumped in and went. I thought it said 6. The scorecard says, the scoreboard says 6. We're moving forward. 91st minute, we got 5 minutes to go. Oh, Shrewsbury with the ball on the left side. Dalby chasing him down. We've got numbers back, starting to pull things back, and Evans gets it and just hoofs it in. Says, yeah, 6 minutes. I'm surprised by that too. What did we have? We had the goal. We had Cleworth went down for 30, 45 seconds. We had the guy at the end who probably took up about a minute of time. I thought it was going to be 3 or 4 and thought because the guy went down, maybe 4 or 5 was where I was going to go. But hey, added drama in a derby. Evans moves it on forward. That's the type of foot contact that he's been calling. Barry, love having you. If you are in the UK, Barry, it is on Sgorio, but I mean, by the time you find it in 5 minutes time, it's over. Ooh, Tozer tried to get up there and missed it. Couldn't get a play on it, and it rolled. Unfortunately, no Shrewsbury fan there. And so Ogonko has it now, and he moves forward. Batman. Hang in there, Reds, up the town, whatever. Somebody sit in the bog. What do we do to try and hold up on this? Reese, thank you so much for the donation. It registered weird, and so I haven't seen it. Super appreciative, thankful. I'm loving the community we're building. Squeaky bum time, indeed. Loving the community we're building and continuing to add to. Tozer got outpaced. Get there. He gets outpaced. Pacey center back. You want to highlight as to exactly what the issue is. Now you got to get back in position, Tozer. Put your head down. Over to the right-hand side. All of this over that Tozer interplay. McLean, nice little play to be able to nick it away, but it gets crossed into the box. Oh, somebody step out. Still continuing possession. I would love to see a clearance, please. This is nervy time. Shipley, sky ball, headed down. Oh, dangerous balls right there. Oh, my word. We win the world, the universe. He's sitting inside the dot. It lands on his feet, perfectly square to the net, and somehow he hooked that to the left. Yikes, Perry. That is just wow. Like Shrewsbury has had all the opportunity. You know what? This is like the perfect result if this holds 1-0 because we've learned 2 things. Shrewsbury gifted us this, put a bow on it, and gave us an FA Cup win. Because let's be honest, it should be at least 2-1, if not 3-1. We've potted on Lee. Maybe could have scored on his, but Shrewsbury just ugly up front, just horrible up front. Lee just missed that, and he just needed to put his laces in, and I don't know how he hooks that. But the other thing is we've got work to do in the January transfer window if we want to be middle of the table League One next year. So the game has served a purpose in more ways than one. playing ping pong in the midfield. Tozer gets it up forward. Again, another charge in the air, and the referee, he's been letting him go all day, and so he lets that one go. Back to the keeper. 2 minutes. Excuse me. Couldn't get to the mute button on that one. Dalby up there in the center in the fight over it. It sneaks by 3 players, and here they come again with numbers. We got people back, though. Over to the right-hand side. Shrewsbury now cross into the box. Bangs off the head. It's right there. Oh, my word. Perry again drags it left. It's the exact almost replay. He's just, what is he, another 5 yards out? More time, more pace. Leans into it with the right foot. Ogonko wasn't getting to that one. He wasn't quite over there. He was leaning. You know what? Maybe he did have it covered because he pulls his hand back. I'd like to see the replay from the front, whether that was because he knew he'd had the post covered. No, that was to hold himself up. Barry, welcome to the gang. Oh, let's get to the whistle here. Clayworth able to get it out for the throw. 30 seconds. The Shrewsbury fans guiding them on. We're getting, oh man, this is a thing. Perry for man of the match. Do we give the number 9 a putts of the match as well? Yeah, no wager. Just I thought on the back replay maybe because it wasn't there, but my initial reaction was he didn't have time, and then I saw that side, the one from the side, and thought maybe I was wrong, but the replay clearly showed no. Long throw into the box, short post, lots of people back, knocked down by Dalby. Just hoof it, Mullen. Thank you, sir, as it rolls all the way down the pitch. Blow the whistle. Come on, somebody blow the whistle. They're going to let this one more run of play. One more clearance is all we need. Somebody get me a clearance, please. It's knocked down, front of the box. Knocked down, moving forward. Move your feet, sir. McLean not able to get there as it go out. It goes out. Throw it in. Blow the whistle. Let's go home, please. Whistle me. Come on. We are through. I'm sure of it. This has to be it. It went out. We've taken some time. No need to take a yellow. Tozer's got it. Just put it into play to somebody. Get a touch and move it. Blow it down. Long throw. Give us the third round. Give us the Derby win. Redemption for the last match that all those fans who had to suffer back in the day got through. It's a glorious, glorious thing. There's a draw tomorrow, and unfortunately, I can't get there unless something miraculously happens and all of a sudden I make a panic join in just really quickly. I might do that. But 1-0, just like we drew it up, it doesn't matter how you won it. Let's be fair. Let's be clear. I don't think anybody's going to sit there and say that's a win that we deserved. That was Shrewsbury. Just, man, the incompetence up front. It's a real thing. Holy cow. Love it. Wolverines, yes, got us. That's going to be another one. Wolverines, Huskies, just win. Take that. Go all the way. The interviews are going to be fun for this one to be able to see on both sides. Man of the match, Ogonko. I didn't really clean sheet, but did he make a save? I mean, let's talk nominees. I didn't even put the poll up. Let's talk nominees. We've got Ogonko as a nomination. Lee put in work in the midfield. Spam. Yeah. Clean sheet. Same thing, right, Georges? Yes, Dave. No mistakes. You get caught up on it. Their possession was there, but you end up looking at Shrewsbury. Our passing was certainly there. Like Shrewsbury's passing was 57%. 57%. Like that's ugly. I don't care how you look at it. 155 passes. The difference is they had the pace to keep it through their feet, and that's also a weakness for Wrexham. So we've got Perry for the man of the match. Do we give it to Perry as a joke? I'll put him up as a nomination. Man of the match to Perry. The draw will be tomorrow after the Liverpool-Arsenal game. They'll run the whole thing. The ball numbers should be announced. I might make the post on Instagram or Twitter to put those out there and build it up just in case I am able to get on. we did get to see the Paul Mullen goal video. I got 2 more in reserve, and I'm going to go ahead and start to make more and more of them. As man, the smiles and the laughter, everybody's grinning. It is a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. The only League Two team so far guaranteed to make their way in. Newport's going to have to do it on a replay against Eastleigh in Eastleigh. There are only 3 teams that'll make the 4th round outside of League One. So you've got your Prem teams and your championship teams, and you've got a couple League One teams, and you've got Wrexham, Maidstone, and either Newport or Eastleigh. Worked hard. Effort was there. The quality was there. Cannon had himself a hell of a match as far as not being able to connect with a bunch of passes and a bunch of turnovers. Tom O'Connor was, let's be honest, first 10 minutes really shaky, but he was much better after that. Draw in about, the draw's in 10 minutes? Hold on. If the draw's in 10 minutes, we'll stay on here and I'll put the balls together really quickly. Why did I think it was after the game tomorrow? FA. The Emirates FA Cup. This is where they always have it on YouTube, and we'll go there. I might not be able to put the balls all together. Hit live. 3rd round draw. No, I don't have it up. 3rd round draw, 2nd round draw, full matches available. Liverpool Arsenal, but the draw is tomorrow. It is usually on a Sunday. That's why I was all planning. I didn't want to talk about it. I just wanted to know when it was and then be able to do it. But then I saw the thing came out that they were doing it after the Monday game, and one thought, well, that sucks. But I guess, they've got the Liverpool Arsenal game to be able to use to connect for the draw. So just harder for those of us in North America to get to it, but like they care about us. But man, you're watching these highlights of the Shrewsbury misses between Perry and whoever number 42 was again. That was just a fascinating game. I think that it was expected to come after. There's one game going on right now, and there was talk that it was going to follow that, which would follow the norm. I have to unfortunately be in court tomorrow. If I get out for any reason and I don't have to be back in, I will bring my laptop to work and see if I can set it up. 7 p.m. on Monday, which is noon. But I've got to be back in at 2. I just don't think it's going to be possible for me to sneak it in even as quick as it is. I'm looking at there. It's going to be the 4th round draw is 10 minutes. Is all it is. Do I have the time to sneak it in? I don't know. But yeah, 8:30. So they'll finish up at 10:30. Look, stay tuned for a live. If it falls in, maybe hit the notify me button and subscribe if you're there, and you'll get word of it. If I can get on, I'll get on. I don't think I can. I'd be in the office. I'll be all suited up. I don't know how I explain it to my client if I end up not going well. Be like, sorry, I just took a little bit of a 20-minute detour. I think we'll just end up maybe having a post recap. Who did we end up getting on the draw? Wimbledon up next Saturday. I'll tell you what, Cardiff, looking at their highlights on that, and I'm not going to spoil it, but there's some beauty goals in there for both squads. Like that, they dropped some in for sure. Man of the match for the shirt change. Did we have any nominations? I can't even think of putting who to put up for the man of the match. They're still talking away here, doing the replay. Perry was facetiously put out there. Lee was really controlled the midfield. O'Connor got the goal, but he had a rough 10 minutes. Who else do you guys have as nominees? Ogonkwo was suggested. Lee in the midfield. Perry. Do we put O'Connor? Because I can't vote for O'Connor. I love him because the start of the game he was just so poor. He had too many bad touches at the start. He did figure it out. But can you start with that? If we go to FOTMob, who do they have for for who man of the match was. You know who they have? They have George Evans is the highest, and George had himself a solid game. O'Connor at 8.7, so they have O'Connor and Evans, and Lee and McLean as the top four. So do I just go with them and let you guys have a vote? Let's do that. Beer Viking signing up. Thank you so much for that. Let's do that. I'm going to jump in here and set the poll. Oh, man, what a day. What a freaking day. Reese, thank you for that donation. I appreciate it. It's that's awesome. I'm thankful. Let's go. I don't know what a ZAR is, to be fair, but I thank you. O'Connor come on, he scored. I get it, and he's ranked highest. You know what? On the Fought Mob stats. If I just gotta find out where my live streaming here is, restore the chat so I can pull this all up. Bring the poll, end the poll, and I'm gonna start a new one and say, "Give me the man of the match." And we're going to go with alphabetical order. No, we'll go with ranking from Fought Mob as to who was highest. So O'Connor, who was second on that list. Evans, I guess, would have to get my vote. It's hard for him to get votes anyways. Lee, not Key. Lee, add another option. McLean, add another option. Oh, you can only have 4. Well, let's leave it O'Connor, Evans. Let's put, I saw Gonko, but I think Lee's better as the nominee. And I'm going to put Perry for the other team, which would be funny. Shrewsbury. And we'll hit the poll. And there it is, man of the match. Evans for you. Not very often he gets a chance of the man of the match. That's true about Evans. O'Connor leading the charge early. Get your votes in on that one. I get to take this off. And let me know. We are Wrexham. I might be able to. I don't know how I'd send this out as far as getting people in with the password to join the chat, but I'd be happy to see if we can add somebody to the chat. We are Wrexham. I'll add you for the AFC Wimbledon unless you wanted to come on now. But let's do that, Patrick. Awesome. Let's do, just because I haven't done it before and I'm a little nervous about doing it live and on the fly. Let's do we are Wrexham. Send me a DM on Twitter or a message on Facebook Messenger through the Red Horde, and I will grab that. I'll make sure you get the link. And then the other thing I'll do is I'll set it up so that we can potentially add other people as we go through it. As to the analytics, looking at them, little bit low on the concurrent viewers, but we had the chat numbers, the viewer activity this picked up as far as the chatting goes. Quiet when we were nervous, but at the end it sure got busy. Sandy, thanks for joining and signing up as a member. Reese, thank you for the donation. Everybody, Tom, enjoy your Sunday. Toxic, pleasure to have you. Let everybody know, hit that like button before you go, hit the subscribe button before you go. Make sure when you see a tweet that talks about the watch party, if you're out there, send it out there. Just get it out to the mob and let all the algorithm gods know that we're here. Final whistle blown a long time ago, Dale. We are victorious and we are through to the 4th round, and I will figure out what the I haven't seen the ball numbers that have come out and all the teams that are there. There are, I think, who said how many replays there were? Was there 5 replays? We can go to the FA Cup. FA Cup 23-24 wiki is the best source I've found for being able to completely compile things neatly and clean. Brandon, thanks for jumping on, for helping out for the suggestions on the goal video. It was nice to be able to play that one, and I still got 2 more in reserve, so I'll look to try and put some more of those together before the AFC Wimbledon match. I may not get to all of them, so if we end up getting something awkward like a McFadden goal, I'm not going to get there. But Brennan, it was a pleasure having you join. Man City with the thumping. Luton, Bolton didn't do nothing. Leeds gets through. You look at the teams that are through on this one, and it's fascinating to me. You got Man City through, Leeds through, West Brom, West Ham and Bristol are doing a replay. Like we're into the big clubs. You're going to get one of Eastleigh, Newport County. Even how many League One teams have made it through? Let's go through and have a look. Bristol is still playing. They've got a replay with Norwich. Yes. Oxford got eliminated. Stevenage got eliminated. So Bristol's possible. Cambridge got eliminated. Bolton is through. Blackpool has a replay. And Wigan Athletic yet to play. So there's only 3 or 4 League One teams. There is 1 or 2 League Two teams. And if it's not the second League Two team, it'll be the league, Tier 5 National League team, Eastleigh, and 1 in Tier 6. So we've got, what did I say it was for League One? It whatever it is. There's going to be like six teams that are going to be in Tier 3 or lower out of the 32 fixtures that are going to be the 16 fixtures that are going to be played. There's only 16 fixtures in the 4th round proper, and we're going to go from 32 to 16. We made 105,000 quid today for the club. 16 fixtures. That's madness. And I guess you have there are going to be some people that would like to have a home game against Maidstone or Eastleigh or Newport County. Do you take those? Norwich. You're right. There are going to be some that would want that. There are going to be others that say, you know what, give me a delicious treat. And I should say, W&G, thank you so much, too, for all of the stuff that you do with this. I hope it's all working and everything's a thumbs up and you're enjoying it. If there's things I can do to help out with making sure that that's fun, because super appreciative of that. I think it adds a nice little feature. There are literally only 32 teams left after the replays are done in the FA Cup. 32. And Dale says, easy one. There's another poll. I mean, if we were going to stay on and let the poll go with this one looks like O'Connor's taking it. I'll leave that open for a minute or two, and then I'll bring another poll up and ask the game. Do you want to have a winnable game at home, a winnable game on the road, which, if that exists, because usually the winnable ones on the road are going to be in smaller stadiums, so I don't really think that's an option. Let's call it winnable game at home or a big day out, and let you guys have the vote and see where you guys are at. So I'll leave the poll open here for another minute or so. Arsenal and Liverpool play tomorrow at 9:30 Pacific. That's 12:30 Eastern, and that's whatever o'clock in the UK. 5? Is it a 5:30 start in the UK? I guess that would make sense on a Monday. Wouldn't it be later than that? Under the lights? Still got 84 people here. The hangover, the celebration continues. I'm going to end this poll now. Looks like Mr. O'Connor pulling that one down. Got to give it to the goal scorer, I suppose. I would have voted for Evans. And my vote wouldn't have been enough to get it through. Oh, Arsenal Liverpool's tonight. You're right. It's Wigan and whoever they're playing tomorrow from the Prem League. Who cares about Prem teams right now? That was 3 gifted memberships. Is that what that was? I don't even know what you got. I've got this nice little shiny 3 thing from Reese bouncing on my screen. There's so many things that happen tomorrow. Man U and Wigan. That's who it is tomorrow. So I'm going to add a new poll. Start a new poll. What's your preference in the 4th round? And Brendan, if you're still here, the other thing I might do is I might give you moderation stats, because then you can bring polls up while you're going through the match live, because that's just too hard for me to type and everything out. Winnable game at home, or a big day out away. Start the poll. See what you guys think about that one. Oh. Fussy baby counter, yes. Earlier start, and so it only got snuck in the one. Oh, did you get a 0? Because I heard the little one. My wife jumped up and ran out of here. Spurs at home would be sick. Yeah, I think you take any Prem team that's near in the top half and do an away day out, and that would just be nutty, right? Whether that be down in London and doing the Spurs thing, or you pull a a Man United, Man City. Either they've woken up. There are winnable games now. There you could Maidstone, Eastleigh, Newport County. Those are the three. I mean, if you're going to get into the League One sides that are still left, and say just like this one, they're still winnable. We have the quality to get over top of them. You could have Bristol. You could have Bolton Wanderers because they've got their replay with Luton based on today's results. And you could have Blackpool, and I guess Wigan's still yet to play Man U. You could get them. So there's like four. Would you take that, or do you just want to, I want Newcastle United. I want Sheffield United still in. Or do you want to pull one of the big dogs, Man City, Man U, Tottenham, Chelsea, after their 4-0 drubbing over Preston North End? It's a year today since I ain't afraid. I ain't scared. But I say winnable in the sense that you would think that we will draw up easier against. The payout in the next round it's only 120. It jumps up big after that. Let me just go and double check that. But I'm pretty sure it's 120. Yeah, 120,000, then 225 after that. And then it starts to ramp up quite significantly. I'm just going to bring up the calculator to do the to-date total. 41,000 for the first round win, 67,000 for the second round win, 105,000 for the third round win. That's 213,000 quid into the coffers, not including ticket revenue. That's just the FA Cup allocation. Liverpool at home would be nuts. Swansea away against, oh man, the drama that would happen there. Swansea away. I'd even take Sheffield United. Or not Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday. They just beat the pants off of Cardiff, and they would send a nice little message to pull Sheffield Wednesday and give them the business. Dave, I'm with you. I tend to think, and I've told myself this, you get to the fourth round proper, you want your big away day. You've earned your way to get in there and roll through. But would I be frustrated if we pulled a home match against Maidstone United? No, because you pocket your 225, your 120, and now you're in the top 16 teams. You're drawing something real. Then you're getting something significant, and so flying over with the misses, yeah, man, it would be bonkers, right? This is the magic of the FA Cup: is you make it to the third round 2 years in a row. Wrexham into the fourth round. 2 years in a row into the fourth round. The only downside to this, and we haven't scheduled our game with Forest Green Rovers. We've got another game to make up with the MK Dons, so we have 2 games to make up. Fortunately, we don't have a replay. We're going to have to start scheduling those Tuesday games pretty quick, and in a window, hopefully, where there's an opportunity. I'd like to see them played in February. I would have preferred to actually got them snuck in January. But I'd like to get them into February if we can, post-transfer window, when we're fully armed and ready to go forward, and take our run before we play Mansfield and Stockport, so we're not playing games. The risk is the next FA Cup game is the last week in January here, and so we'll have that game to play, potentially a replay. And if we end up moving into the fifth round, which I will always welcome, we're going to go do it. Yeah, I saw Mansfield lost yesterday. That the table is fascinating because just a couple of weeks ago, it looked like there was a big divide between fourth and fifth, and it was really a battle between those top 4 for the top 3 spots. Barrow winning yesterday narrows the gap a little bit, but they're 1 point behind, and we have a game in hand, as does Mansfield over top of them. So, but they've narrowed the gap. Crew, though, in fifth, they've jumped over top of Notts, and Notts at 26 games and 42 points is looking down at Wimbledon with a game in hand and 3 points behind. And MK Dons, 2 games behind or 2 games to play and 3 points behind. Points behind. Notts is starting to look in jeopardy here. Looking like they're in jeopardy. Yeah, well, but that's the thing, Benjamin. We're going to have midweek games coming up in February, hot and furious. We've got to make up the MK Dons. We got to make up the FJR. We're going to have to make up the game that we're going to lose in January because we're playing the FA Cup fourth round. If we go through that one, you're going to have at least a fourth, maybe a fifth. We could be playing every Tuesday, Saturday, all the way through in February, March, and April. That's the risk that you run with taking an FA Cup run. I'm okay with it for now. And a part of me ekes towards let's get the big away day out, because if we do end up making a bunch of cash and having a run, let's get out and focus on promotion. But there's also part of me that says get that big day out. And what happens if we end up taking somebody down? I'm greedy. I want it all. Clone the team. Yeah. Howard, get healthy. I didn't even know Howard was not healthy. I think that usually for these FA Cup matches and the trophies, we've been going with, unless Howard's had to start, we've been going with McNicholas to give him the opportunity if we need to. We are going to be able to add bodies, whether it's something simple like Hosanna drawing in for the last half of the season, or we end up making some changes up front. Bickerstaff re-signed. I'd like to see him go out on loan. Not that that's not a punishment to me. He's got to get an opportunity to play. So look, it's fascinating. We're back here on Saturday. The women are back at it as well. On Sunday, we'll be there for both of those ones. The Sunday one, I'm going to set it up. I'm going to rejig it and set it up as only on YouTube. And I want to do that to see if I can change the chat a little bit and clean that up and make it a little bit bigger and nicer. What's his name? I don't know, Georges. I missed the references to his name and who you were referring. Let's draw Liverpool away, beat them, then Man U away, beat them, go to the quarterfinals happy. That's what, Dave, let's do it. You know what? Let's just qualify for Europe. I mean, the winner of the FA Cup gets a free spot in Europa. And who better to take an English spot than a Welsh squad? So let's do that. And we only have 5 more rounds to go through? Is that what it is? Fourth, fifth quarter, semifinal. 5 rounds, 5 more wins, and we're taking on Europe. I'm down for that. Got nothing better to do next year. Do you? Could you imagine? There would be some hatred. It happened. When did Swansea end up taking that Europa spot? It wasn't too long ago. But I read some of the newspaper articles. Not impressed with the Welsh spot competing in Europe. Hayden's gone. I don't think Hayden's coming back. Parky's lost faith in him. When he starts making comments publicly about that intimate that Hayden's soft, Hayden's not going to be playing in a Wrexham jersey again. I don't think. We're going to get 2 pacey center backs, and that's going to be, and Cleworth is going to be the guy off the bench, and Hayden is going to be latched on down into the lower leagues to do his thing. I'd be shocked if that's not the outcome. Not saying I want it. I like Hayden, but he's injured too frequently. I didn't do a who are you for Shrewsbury. Everybody knew who they were, and focusing on the reg stuff because I'm getting way more hits on the regulation stuff, and I just don't have enough time. So I do have to look at the red card rules to make sure I've got everything all figured out for Saturday. The deja vu. It's the problem with the research things is that, like, I put hours together of research. The reg stuff just come quick, and they get like 3, 4, 5 times as many hits. I would love to be able to do both. I just also have to spend time with family and make sure my career is doing what it needs to do. Yes, we are Wrexham. I would love to get into the last one where Stockport and Wrexham are playing for the championship. The trophy's in the barn, and both teams are guaranteed promotion. Fly at it and have a crack for giggles. That's the dream scenario. That's just, now we're getting greedy. Bickerstaff at Derry won't happen. Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun to go and watch, though, wouldn't it? I don't know where would you put. I don't know what relationship we have with. Obviously, we've got some relationship with the Irish clubs because we've pulled 2, right? I don't know what league Derry City plays in, to be completely frank. Yeah, the Ireland we've done deals with Ireland Prem teams before, right? So, yeah, tomorrow night for you guys in the UK, in the afternoon for us. I will not. I highly expect I won't be able to make it because I've got work commitments tomorrow. So, look, I'm going to go back and have a look at the what the people say. Big day out is what people seem to be voting. I'll leave that up for a minute, and we'll just wrap this one up. Sheffield Wednesday is not losing too soon. They've got a new man. Can you imagine heading up to Liverpool on a? Would they put us on the Saturday night game? Wrexham, Liverpool, Saturday night in January, for a right to move on into the 5th round and be one of the top 16 teams in the FA Cup. Bonkers. And if you really wanted to get chirpy with people, I mean, you could always go back and end up saying, like, who are the Prem teams that are out? One of Crystal Palace, Everton will be out. One of Brentford and the Wolves will be out. Fulham made it through. Tottenham made it through. Newcastle made it through. Brighton made it through. Sheffield through. Bournemouth through. Aston through. Chelsea through. Luton replay. West Ham replay. Notts replay. So lots of, basically it's the Prem teams have survived, but we're going to lose one of Arsenal or Liverpool. You're going to be able to say by the end of the day, we've made it further in the FA Cup than either Arsenal and or Liverpool. And I find that fascinating. I know it happens every year. Ben, I want to go, and I've been setting up the Mansfield for the 3 weeks. The issue that we're having is we had that fire happen in our condo, and we're expected to get it back in May. We're going to have a whole lot of little tiny leakage for expenses as far as, moving costs and new things for the house and all that sort of stuff. And so I want to go, but I don't think financially it's prudent. And it's looking like I should stay behind and then go next season. Just once I get the family set into the house, whether it be that one or a new one or whatever we're doing. But things are going to move in short order. And if we do to try to sell and then we're renting, I'm going to need extra cash. So may end up having to sit and stay. We'll play that one out. I desperately want to get over, and I had it all planned. No, we didn't get lucky. We won a free play, but we didn't win after that one. I keep buying the tickets afterwards and still haven't got lucky. So, hey, this was a fun one, even though that was a game. I think we take that one similar to the Swindon game and say, even more so, I think, here than the Swindon one, and say we may not have deserved to win that one, right? They had more chances than we did. But we looked solid. We had strengths. There were measuring stick with a League One side. I think we're outpaced, but we're outpaced against League Two teams. I think that under pressure, we have some challenges in the backs, and we need to potentially, still know this, need to improve our back line a little bit. Burnley are out. Thank you for that, Andrew. But I think we accommodated ourselves well, but we were let off the hook by some egregious misses. Perry he's going to have nightmares. I'm curious to go to Twitter and see what's said. Tom Flanagan, did he actually? Whoever Tom Flanagan from Shrewsbury said last year we were full of semi-pro players. Oh, that's the guy that was on a podcast or on something. I remember hearing that. Yeah, and that's football, right? You have to be able to bear your chances, but man, if we're going to hang in League One, I think what it said to us is we've got to do some work to improve at the front and the back. And I'm assuming that means we're securing Ogonkwo, right? Give him a promotion, a non-promotion clause to get option clause to get out of the contract if we don't get promotion. And young goalkeeper coming down in a place that he's comfortable playing League One and an opportunity to prove himself. And in comfortable surroundings, I think that goes a long way. And whether he stays long term as we continue to climb the ladder, he says you're not pacing. Wrexham's not pacing itself as fast as I am, so he gets his chance to move on up. But there would be a lot of young goalkeepers that would, love the opportunity to get steady, consistent game time against quality competition, and hopefully, fingers crossed, League One next year. Oh man, Dave, I gotta find that interview. I'm gonna have to find that interview because that's just crushing and an absolute beauty, and stoke the fire for the next one. We're gonna get Shrewsbury at least twice next year if we end up moving up. We'd have to really fall off the pace to fall out of it. And they're fortunate there as we're getting the whales in the background, and I probably need to get going here sooner rather than later. 17 league goals versus our 52. It's shocking, right? Their leading scorer is their center back. Why not, Georges? Why don't we want Man City? I want Man City. Is it because we took them out in the preseason? We want to be able to brag that we're better than them, and now we're going to have to play the full squad? Could you imagine if we beat them twice? Oh, they look freaking awesome. Give me fussy baby. We'll take it. You know what? I'm going to have to go and jump into this one. I unfortunately won't be there for the draw. I don't think if there's a panic thing that comes out there, stay Twitter, Facebook, where I throw the updates. I'm going to go jump back in. The poll says a winnable game at home. Fascinating that people are pushing for. You guys would take Maidstone or Newport County or Eastleigh over the big day out. We're getting greedy. We're going for the title. We want to fight with the giants of Europe. So give us that one. Hasta luego. See you sometime soon. It's been a really good one. I appreciate you guys being here. Like button, subscribe button before you go. I say that all the time, but it just sends the message out. Yeah, this was a good one. W&G, Brendan, thanks for joining W&G for the scoreboard. To Strumpf and to Reese, Sandy and Reese, thank you for the supporter membership and for the donation, and everything's awesome. Goal was great. Yeah, and I'll make up some more videos. This has been awesome. You guys are a good one. We're off to the 4th round. I'll see you Saturday up the town.